oh, you lay hoo. What do you do in the evening when you don't know what to do? Read a book, play a game, every night is just the same. What do you say if I tell you how to keep from feeling blue? My advice is good to take and it's easier to do. When you're all alone in your own night and you're feeling out of tune, pick up your hat, close up your flat and get out and get under the moon. Underneath the bright silvery light, you'll be feeling better soon. Pick up your hat, close up your flat and get under the moon. Look, look, look at the stars above. Look, look, look at those sweeties love. Oh boy, give me a night in June. I mean it, all you got to do any old night when you're feeling out of tune. Pick up your hat, close up your flat and get out and get under the moon. When you make a date any old night, gonna meet your sweetie soon. Pick up your hat, close up your flat, and get out and get under the moon. Underneath the bright silvery light, that's the only place to spoon. Pick up your hat, close up your flat, and get out and get under the moon. Walk, walk, kiss and then walk again, talk, talk, kiss and then talk again. Oh joy, sweethearts are all in tune. I mean it, when it's raining out, stay in a room, but on a lovely night in June, here's what to do, sweetie, and you just get out and get under the moon. If you're with a girl and she is cold, says she doesn't want her spoon, don't you feel blue? Here's what you do, just get out and get under the moon. If you feel a kiss and she gets sore, she'll forget it mighty soon. Don't stop to fret, she'll learn to pet when you get her under the moon. Indoors, there's not a thing to do. In-laws walk in and out on you. Oh boy, sister and brother too. I've tried it, just take my advice. If she is nice, nice as any night in June, just take her hand, she'll understand and get out and get under the moon.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, madam and mademoiselles, welcome to a very special edition of Haunters Anonymous After Dark. How is everyone doing? As usual, James is next to me, clickety-clacking all the important buttons.
Hey, what's going on?
This is definitely a very special edition of Haunters Anonymous After Dark. We will have Vic Springston on in about 10 to 15 minutes. You all know him from the Trio of Terror and joins us all the time in chats. I will let James explain everything that's going on tonight. Just from our description, it's pretty self-explanatory. As always, thanks to everyone that's coming in. We give a little bit of time for everybody to be able to show up. The one thing that James and I are requesting from all of you wonderful people, because y'all are so incredibly awesome. Everyone's normally used to the typical After Dark on Friday nights where we get a little bit on the crazy side and it allows us to kind of let our hairs down and all that stuff. But we are kind of asking if everyone can keep it PG tonight, at least for the segment with Vic, because of the subject matter, very serious. and we're, as it says, proud and honored to be able to help these folks out. I will give my kudos, thumbs up, and claps to James for putting this together on our end and reaching out. And then, of course, kudos to all of the team, Vic, and all that stuff that do this wonderful service. But once again, just to reiterate, if we can, we'll, including James and myself, including myself, because we all know how I am. If we can keep the chat PG. I do also, because y'all are fantastic at asking questions. Don't be shy. Don't be shy. That's why we have Vic on to answer any of the questions that you may have. And then, of course, after the segment about Three Hots and a Cot, we will make some one big announcement and continue on with our normal After Dark fun. So what I'm going to do, since this is James's amazing work once again with putting things together, I'm going to shut my mouth. and Primo, no asterisks, because everybody knows what the asterisks mean. I know it's but so from me for right now, you probably won't hear from me a whole lot after this little ramble until after Vic. But as always from me, I appreciate everybody being on here for a fantastic and extremely productive and extremely important evening. And I'm going to pass it on to James.
Yeah, thank you guys in advance for keeping it PG. Just for tonight. There's a lot of serious folks that should be, coming in and out, and we don't want to give a bad impression or anything, and we certainly don't want to look poorly. We don't want to look poorly for Three Hots and a Cot, which, by the way, is the organization in which we're doing this whole charity stream for this evening. So basically what we're doing is we're just going to try to get as many people to you don't have to donate. It's not necessarily just a monetary thing. Like, it would be wonderful if you could. We are kind of giving a little bit of an incentive, which we'll talk about in a little bit, for people that do donate. But again, I know times are rough. There's a lot of people that don't have work right now, and the economy sucks. And it's not, it's rough. So don't feel obligated to donate. If you can, that's amazing. But the best thing you can do is share. You can share this stream. You can share the website for Three Hots and a Cot. It doesn't matter what you do, as long as you just in some way do a little thing. Even if you just like this stream and get any kind of recognition for them, then that's all you need to do. So we should have Vic on here shortly, and he's gonna kind of go over what they do and how they help people and what the money kind of goes towards. It's a super great organization, and I am super honored to be a part of anything that has to do with them. So it's just also this month is National Suicide Prevention Month. So, and as everybody knows, the mental health crisis in this entire world, it isn't just an American thing. It's the whole world has mental health crisis currently going on, and no one should ever feel like they have no one to turn to, because there's always somebody that they can turn to. And it just so happens to be that in America we have the National Suicide Prevention Group, and they're amazing. So if you ever need to reach out to somebody, even if you have to talk, if you just want to talk to someone, you can reach out to us. We're always around. At some point throughout any part of the day, you can get a hold of us. So no one should ever feel like they're alone. We're always here to listen to anybody. So let me see if I can get Vic to pop on here. I'm gonna post the link to the donate shortly, and then I want to talk about the sponsors we have that donated items for us to give away. Yeah, James, like I said, man, you absolutely don't need to. Don't feel obligated in any way that you have to donate money. Your time being here listening, and if we can get the word out to you and you can get the word out to somebody else, that's that's an amazing leap forward. So just a little bit of your time is really all you need to do. So let me see if I can get Vic on. Mike, if you got anything you want to just toss out while I'm doing this.
Yeah, I'll be the voice while you clickety clack. Yeah, like James said, we are very honored and proud to be able to help out this evening. And just sharing Three Hots and a Cot and this stream, since it's a vessel for this evening for us to help. If you can't donate, or if you can donate $1, whatever you can. James has contacted quite a few people to put together a pretty cool package. He'll explain more about that as we go along. But tonight is definitely tonight's going to definitely be even with the subject matter, it's going to be uplifting because it's something to help a multitude of people that could use it, and that alone, and with all of you here, is fantastic. James and I have said this on air and off air that we do believe that we have probably the best listeners, which are all of you, and participate in all of your crazy manners. And then tonight, of course, in this very important matter. So,
all right,
whatever you can do. Oh my goodness!
I got I sent Vic the link, so he should be on any minute now. Before he does get on, let me go ahead and announce what exactly we're doing to incentivize anyone that can donate. So basically what we're gonna do is anybody that donates tonight, they're gonna send me a list of who donated. That's gonna get you entered into a drawing for a basket, and this basket's going to contain a shirt from Haunters Anonymous, some of our stickers, the button, and the charm, which is our normal stuff, obviously. And also included in that is going to be a t-shirt. Let me find what he said exactly so I don't give any false information. Okay, so from Science Behind the Scare, he's going to offer either a choice of a unisex t-shirt, a coffee cup, or a mouse pad, and that's going to have Science Behind the Scare's logo on it. And then we have from Cobwebs and Candlesticks, they are donating one of their awesome haunt locks. You'll see a small picture of it here in a second. They're super awesome. And Monster Misfits, they donated is a poison apple, right? Yeah, okay. So it's a
poison creepy apple.
A poison creepy apple. So it's going to be a whole package deal. So for anybody that does donate, we're going to get your name. We'll put it into a drawing, and then we're going to draw it on Sunday after we get everybody's stuff done. Now, just so you know, this drawing is going to be from now until the end of the stream tonight. So anybody that donates between now and the end of the stream will be entered into that. So let me go ahead and get the link posted. I'm going to put up the sponsor banner. And then we can go ahead and talk to Vic for a few minutes. All right. All right, Vic, if you want to go ahead, do your, who are you? What do you do?
Hey Vic.
Hey, all right. Our organization is Three Hots in the Cot Veteran Center, and we started it back in 2009, and we didn't officially open until December the 19th, 2010, when we had our first veterans in there. And we started with about $35 and hopes and dreams, and about the three of us, Rich Sislak and J.D. Simpson are the founding members of the place. And we all worked at a trucking company together. We just got part of the trucking world, so we decided to do something different. So we come down here. I was just going to come down, fix some things, paint, go home, and that was it. Then I kind of came down and figured, hey man, this is my calling. This is something I really want to do. So we started it up, and it was kind of history from there. It's been a long, rough road. I remember we'd get a $35 donation check in, and we was like, all right, we can go buy a piece for a commode or a paintbrush or, some kind of supplies that we could keep fixing up the building with. So right now we house about 54 veterans. We are co-ed, men and women. And we have another veteran center that's kind of like centers. We've got one big one that houses everybody that's coming in dealing with drug addiction, alcoholism, PTSD, and mental illness. And once we get them settled in there, get them the things that they need, some coping skills, Social Security cards, birth certificates, drug rehab, or whatever it may be, we have another stepping stone that they can go to. So we have another center that they can go into and stay there until, they die or however long they want to stay. And we also have some independent housing and shared housing for folks as well. So it's been a rough road, but we're doing it. We're probably one of the best ones in Birmingham so far. So everybody tells us, and we're proud of that. So that's kind of everything in a little bit of a nutshell. We make 3 trips a day to the VA. We have to take the guys down first thing in the morning. We go through their programs or whatever it is that they've got to do. We pick guys that's ready to go at noon. Then we go back down at 4 o'clock and pick up the rest of the guys. And that's kind of the end of their day. They sit around, relax, chill out, watch TV, internet, or whatever it may be. So we've been pretty blessed with the community has really reached out and helped us a whole bunch. So we're really proud of our supporters and stuff like that. So can't forget those. That's what, those guys, those folks is what makes our organization happen.
Super awesome, man. Hold on one second. That somebody said the link was not working.
I'm testing it. It works fine.
It works
for me.
Okay.
For me, it does. Yeah.
All right. I tried it. It seemed to work. I don't know why it wouldn't be working for you, Tara. That's. Oh yeah. Also, I know, Mike, you said that in chat, but the stream loot cards are disabled until after we get done talking to Vic. I didn't want anything to pop up randomly and interrupt what he was talking about. So I'll enable them after we get back into like our normal stream mode. But you also did something with like this. I know you did this was on your own pretty much, but you also did something with the tombstones, right? You were like repairing some of the damaged tombstones.
Yes, I have approximately 6 military headstones, and they're not. I mean, they're almost in perfect condition. They might have a blemish of some sort in it, but they're not. Excuse me. They're not worthy of like the government graveyards or cemeteries. So a buddy of mine gave them to me, and I took them and cleaned them up, and I still have them here in stock just in case, one of our veterans, family can't afford anything. I have the stones, and all we have to do is have it engraved and set all these headstones on.
Hmm.
So,
Well, that's super cool. So, maybe can you go into like what? I mean, I know you kind of did a little bit, but what is the donation like? Somebody donates. What are you spending that money like towards, as far as like dispersing of the funds? Is it just to cover like the housing and the buy food and stuff for them?
Yeah, most of our funds go towards, upkeep. It goes towards veteran services. We have to have a van to haul everybody, so we have to have fuel every day. Uh, Maintenance. We go through and we redo all the bedrooms probably about every 2 to 3 years. Just to give them a refresh, fix the things that's damaged. Beds, bedding, uh, clothing, you name it. I mean, we use it as on everything.
Um, and how long does somebody have in your, like, when they get a room? How long do they have the room for? Is it just until they're
Okay,
set up?
our first transition housing is approximately 90 days. Now, females could be a little different. It all depends because not all veterans come through us. They might be homeless, but sometimes they have an income and they've lost their income due to bad choices, bad decisions,
Right.
addiction, or whatever it may be. So some are there until they get their paycheck, then they're able to move on to get their own place or whatever it may be. But the general overall is probably 90 days to get them started. Get their benefits started, get them cleaned up, get them finding a job. Uh, just the basic necessities, like your driver's license, social security card, birth certificates, uh, stuff like that. That's your essential stuff that you need to be able to go out and find a job, get your driver's license, a valid ID, to be able to function. You'd be amazed how many people come through there that doesn't have none of that. So we have to start from scratch and get all that stuff going.
Okay. Let's see. Do we have does anybody have any questions for Vic? I know it's he kind of covered a lot of stuff, but just in case, let's see if anybody had any questions. Mike, do you have any questions for him or anything, or you need to?
Well, Vic, you did put out a lot of information. It was fantastic. Does this help cover like any medical, physical or mental? Do y'all
They're
provide that as well?
as far as their medical needs, the VA's been takes care of that part. We just have to make sure we get them to and from the VA. And if the folks have something, if something's on back order from the VA, like a wheelchair or walker or something like that, all means we'll go out and get them something. I mean, we've had guys come in straight from the VA or wherever with no clothes on, just a gown that they're in at the VA. So we'll go out and get them some clothing, shoes, and stuff like that. Get them started. So
A-
as far as the medical, it's taken care of. So
Do y'all after you've helped them out and they're able to go on their own, do you keep up with them? Do you like? Is there a system
oh
where you like,
oh
make
yeah.
sure that they're okay?
Oh yeah, I'm sure I probably got a few of them watching me right now. I have a bunch of them on my Facebook that I keep track of, and and it's they're always welcome to reach out to me on Facebook or my phone number or email or however they'd rather do it. But yeah, I enjoy these guys. It's I know it's people say homeless veterans and stuff like that, but these guys become your family. They're your brothers and your sisters, and so it's not like I don't know. I don't really want to say, but like throwaway people, you're just a number, and here you are, and see you later. Bye. That's not how it is. Even when these guys get out on their own, We always, they can reach out to us or we reach out to them, make sure they got groceries in the home, to try to make sure that they're not ways that came to us with. So um, we always try to reach out to them, make sure that everybody's okay. I mean, I got guys all the time. They help me out with some of the projects, the haunted house thing that was going. Um, I really enjoy it. So they become your family.
That's fantastic.
That is super awesome. I personally cannot thank you enough. I know it's such a hard topic to even talk about sometimes because it's so frustrating and just sad that there's people that have such a difficult time. A lot of people take life for granted so easily, and it's nice
Definitely.
that there's people doing stuff to help others, and it's great that you guys look out for your brothers and sisters like that. That's amazing.
Yeah. December the 18th is our 10-year anniversary. So
10
we've been
years.
doing it a while. Yeah. 10 years, 10 long years. When we first started, it was rough. I mean, we was nickel and diamond and trying to put, pieces and parts together. And I guess that's where I came in. I could take an old piece of junk board or something, cut it and make something out of it. It looked pretty good when we opened it. And that's kind of what we wanted to do. When we started the organization is we wanted to make it feel like home, not an institution. We're not drill sergeants there. It's the only thing we ask, hey, is keep your area clean. Everybody's got a chore to do, and and keep peace between each other because people battle addiction, they get aggravated, and it's a tough situation sometimes when you got so many people in one house. You're going to get on somebody's nerves. So you gotta work through it and try to make the best of it and make sure we can succeed in what we're trying to do.
Vic, did you say that December 18th was your 10-year anniversary?
Yes, sir.
Interesting. James, that happens to be on a Friday. Do you want to plan a Christmas edition of this and do like just another?
Absolutely. For a 10-year anniversary at the holiday times for 100%.
Vic, do you think that'd be okay with you and the other fellas if we we won't make you come on here unless you want to, but we can plan to have a in honor of your 10th year anniversary. We can do another Friday night where we put out the link and have donations and then another giveaway. Would that be okay with y'all, you think?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
I mean, because I think James and I talked about we'll definitely promote Three Hots and a Cot, not just tonight, but just from this point on. But I think it'd be interesting to plot and plan another one of these for the 18th since it's a Friday. Although we could do it any day of the week, but
yeah,
that's easy. For us. It's easy. But James, if you're cool with it, and Vic, you think I would be proud and honored to do another one of these on your 10th year anniversary.
Yeah, 100%.
Heck yeah, anytime, man. I mean, a lot of it doesn't really have to be $1. Sometimes it's word of mouth. Let people know who we are, what we do, and how you can help. It's not always the money. It's or hand or helping us do something with one of the guys or something like that. It's always an honor that folks reach out and try to help their fellow veterans and stuff. So it's been awesome.
Yeah, I mean, this is kind of what we can do because we're sort of limited in our capacity. So to be able to give you a platform where you can reach some people that you may not usually reach is fantastic. I'm happy that we can do that for you guys. And I know the people in the chat are always so awesome that it it
Yeah, I think you hit the nail on the head that, when I was talking to you earlier about, the haunt community, how generous and giving they are. And this is kind of my first year really getting into the haunt industry thing. And, it's hard for, just me building up the platform. I got Dave and I got Keith, with the Trio of Terror. We started that. And I decided to do a YouTube channel. And all the monies from that will be going to the Veteran Center. I am now at about $25 in there. But every little bit helps, and I enjoy doing it. And we was going to open up a little haunted attraction this year, but how things are in the world today, we just kind of decided to put it off until next year. So all the monies from that next year will benefit the veteran centers and stuff like that. So hoping I can get people on board to help with that eventually, and become scare actors or builders or whatever it may be. I have no clue. I've never done it, so it's all new to me.
So now,
Well,
where those houses are you in a more like rural area, or are you like in an area where there would be trick or treaters, or?
Um, our main veteran center is kind of in a rural area, but it does have a very busy highway in front of us. So I'm not sure. I don't think we've ever had any trick or treaters. We might have had a few. Um, but hey, I would love to have some trick or treaters there, and the guys would too. That they love people coming by and talking and stuff like that. But this year's been kind of rough on everybody because of the COVID. We've been on lockdown and stuff like that. So I hope that we're not still locked down by Halloween, because it's starting to really suck.
Yeah, well, I mean, in the future, maybe you guys can do a small thing for people to come through and just do like donations or whatever, and just get people involved. Um,
Oh, definitely, definitely.
that's what's so great about the haunt community, is everybody's so willing to help.
and then of course next year, well, I mean constantly, because Halloween, of course, is every day. But anything that we can, James and I can help with in our capacity, with the things that we know and do. When you start up the haunt for next year, the charity haunt, we will totally be there, right there with you for anything that you need.
Yeah.
That'd be awesome. That'd be awesome. And I think
Yeah.
you guys do a hunt yourself. So if I need quarters, I can just reach out and say, hey, this is what I'm running into. Can you help me?
Yeah. Whew, but yeah, James and I, of course, we're anything that we can help with in any of those capacities. Because of course, going back on the Trio of Terror, the three of y'all are just exceptionally talented, and for us to know the three of you in that capacity has been just phenomenal. Amongst everything else, including Three Hots and a Cot, now it's just brilliant what y'all do. It really is.
Well, that's kind of where we started our YouTube channel, is to help other folks out with some of the stuff that we build, and we enjoy sharing what we build. Sometimes we take nothing and build something out of it, and sometimes it's not the easiest to do. And but when we started doing this, we didn't really know what we was getting into. Then we started meeting folks like you guys, and and some of the other YouTubers, and the folks that come into the live streams every day or every 2 or 3 days that we go on. It's just been phenomenal. You guys has supported us in any way and every way that you could think of. I mean, we mentioned about the Veterans Center, and all of we got shirts of Trio Terror that was between me, Dave, and Keith. And when we sell the shirts, so the monies we make off of the shirts, we donate it to the center. So it makes a huge difference, and not just to me, but it's going to make a huge difference in somebody's life somewhere down the line. And we appreciate you guys and everybody else that comes on and supports in the cause. And it doesn't really have to be my cause or our cause. It could be any veteran center in your city, your town, or wherever. Just reach out and Say, hey, where can I help you at?
Yeah,
Absolutely.
like this really is the very least that we could do. Like if we could do more, 100% we would be on board with it. And we, word of mouth, like you said, is the biggest thing. And even if we get a couple more people to go to your site and read up, and if that inspires them to see what's in their area, then even better. You never know. The internet is kind of
Yep.
awesome like that.
Yeah, especially this time of year or this year, the internet has been like everybody's lifeline.
Yeah.
But yeah, definitely go over and check out our webpage. We got a Facebook page as well. It's Three Hots in the Cot Veteran Center, and our website is cotsforvets.org. You go there, it tells you kind of what we do, what our needs are. And, it's got my pretty little picture in there somewhere, on there, and all that good stuff. So it's been a very big challenge. We learn something new every year. Trying to take care of somebody and how to help them better. But I think we're doing pretty good, and with the support of the community and folks like you guys, we're doing it.
Well, I mean,
Well, it's fantastic.
it really
Really
is, and it's an honor to be a part of this. And thank you for coming on here and talking about it. You were great last time you were on the show, so it's not a big surprise. But I know sometimes going on and talking about stuff is not always the easiest thing to do. But
Yeah, it can get kind of emotional sometimes if you go into a lot of detail. So I'll try to leave some details out so don't get you all choked up.
Yeah. Well, and and James is right, Vic. I mean, like I said, you're awesome. The trio's awesome. What you're doing with Three Hots and a Cot is awesome. What I'd like to put out there real quick is any of the folks right here, right now, all the links that all the links that Vic just went like really fast through. We can get those to you written down. I'm getting old and I can't remember things, so I was like, oh my gosh. But yeah, reach out to him, reach out to them. We'll get all the links if anybody would like to have them. That's one thing we can definitely do is have at least a small resource for all the things that Vic talked about, just like the donation link that's on there right now. But definitely let us know if you need to know any of those things he just said. We know Vic now. He's probably sad that he knows us because we're all crazy.
No, I love you guys, man. Also, in case you guys didn't know, Dave was in the trio. He's also a veteran. He's a Navy veteran.
Oh,
Uh,
awesome.
we, believe it or not, we have a lot of veterans in the chat group now, and they're in our groups. So we enjoy, having those folks in our groups as well. Sharing their builds and stuff that they're making with us too.
Well, definitely all the vets we have in chat right now. Thank you so much for what you do, what you've done.
yeah, thank you.
And that goes out to everybody that's not in chat as well.
Anybody that listens to it after the fact and
yeah, or doesn't listen to it at all because it's a Haunters based podcast. Just know that you're being thanked by us. But yeah, Vic, man, thank you so much.
Well, hold on a second. Mark said Mark made a donation, but now he's off to the hospital. So Mark, if it is time, good luck, sir. Tell your wonderful wife, best of luck to her, and keep us updated.
Yeah, Mark, have like triplets magically. That'd be awesome.
Oh, wow.
Stay safe, Mark.
Yeah.
Let us know how it goes, man.
Good luck, man.
And thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, man.
Hey, since this is excuse me, Suicide Month, Suicide Awareness Month, I want to give you all this phone number. If anybody's dealing with any issues, please call the Suicide Hotline, which is 1-800-273-8255. You can also text there as well. It's 838-255, and just reach out and talk to somebody before you act on anything, because sometimes your life may not be as bad as you think it is. So talk it over. Absolutely reach out to me. Call our veteran center too if you need to. Tell us what you need, and we'll help you any way we can.
Yes. Yes. Thank you. Anybody that listens to that, if you're going through it, if you know somebody goes through it, you may not think that you are important in this world, but you are more important than you think. And taking yourself out of it is extremely unnecessary. You make the world a better place being here. So,
No, definitely.
Yep.
reach out. My God, reach out just to anyone and start the process. And like Vic said, before you do something that is irreversible.
Absolutely. We've been thinking about doing a program. I talked to David at the UFOX in Tennessee. He makes masks. He's also a disabled veteran. Him sculpting and making masks and stuff like that really helps with his brain injury, and it keeps him occupied and stuff like that. So we're thinking about putting something together like that here eventually. Is having some kind of a class for the guys and girls to come in, and even if they're disabled, they can sit down and be able to take some clay and make something out of it. So that's probably in the future planning, making monsters of some sort, or anything. A bowl, a cup, it doesn't matter to me. Just as long as somebody's keeping their mind occupied and they're not sitting around in their own mind, and sometimes that's a bad place to be.
Yeah. And I mean, doing that kind of stuff is insanely therapeutic too. It's just to get in there, and sometimes you transfer that, your bad thoughts straight into clay, and it's amazingly therapeutic.
Yeah, definitely.
That'd be really cool. Just have classes for people that, may not have another outlet, and that some amazing stuff comes out of frustration when you're guided with it. So
Yeah, definitely. It's a future planning. I haven't said anything in stone. It's just a thought that me and Dave been talking about. And, he's an awesome sculptor, so he said he'd be willing to come down and help me get started or whatever, hold a class or two. I think it's awesome.
yeah, you guys should for like 100% go for that. It's a great idea. Not like you don't have enough on your plate to, that you're already doing, but for sure. I mean, that's and
we're always doing something.
Yeah, and I'm sure there's organizations that can help you guys get materials and everything. So, and that's another thing. If you guys need another outlet to, we can always work with it, especially if it's something like haunt related that fits in even better. Like, we know enough people, we can always try and do some sourcing.
Yeah, Mr. Boss, the guy I reach out to Mr. Boss. He makes the kind of the life size puppets. He was awesome enough. He sent me a puppet for for guys that's in a wheelchair or any kind of disability. I think it'd be easy for him to just have one hand to be able to use. And so it was really nice of him, and I appreciate him sending that to me. At a very, very affordable price to me. So stuff like that that's going to make a difference, and hopefully that we can get our guys in there and keeping them active some way or another.
Let's see.
It's fantastic.
James said when his PTSD hits him hard, he does beadwork. Anything creative, yeah. It's very Get your mind
anything
going.
to keep your mind occupied. Yeah, definitely. You know, like I said, sometimes being in your own mind is a scary place to be. So, sculpt, beadwork, leather work, anything. Just keep your mind occupied.
Now, when you were initially thinking this, were you planning on doing something like virtually or just in class? Because I know virtually could totally work. You know,
Well,
they're and if anybody needs help setting something up like that, I'm more than willing to provide some of my expertise into the whole virtual setup.
probably what I'm not sure yet. Probably what I'll do is probably hold a class, for like the guys and the girls in our program.
Yeah,
But set it up where it can be virtual, and as we're teaching our guys how to go through the process, other folks can watch and go through it with us.
yeah. I mean, that's a great idea. It's all you'd really need is a internet connection and a camera, and I can help you with the rest.
Yeah, all of it's in the planning, so nothing's set in stone. It's just a thought that I have to run through the higher ups than me and see what they think about it. But I think it's a good program, or it could be a good program, if I can get all the supplies and the material and all that good stuff.
Yeah. Well, that's fantastic, man. I don't want to take up too much of your time. I know you're a busy guy, and you've really given us a lot of information here tonight. Any other
Yep,
final words you want to throw out to the people?
I, man, I just want to say, I appreciate, Keith and Dave, helping me with the Trio of Terror, and of course you guys. You guys know we're not computer guys whatsoever. You guys reach out and, hey man, I'm going to help you out. So we appreciate that. And we appreciate our hunt community. Period. All the folks that come in and converse with us on these chats and groups and stuff like that. Just some awesome people. I couldn't ask for better friends to talk with. That's all I got to say about that.
Well, I mean, you guys are awesome. We love you guys in the trio. That's
Yep.
you know, it's not all just about not everybody in the haunt community is as eager to help. It's because you guys are so awesome that everybody so far has been assisting you. Is because you guys put out good energy, so everybody gets drawn to that, and that's and like even if you're just watching Keith's YouTube videos, like I try to watch whenever he puts them out. I try to watch them like the day he puts them out, and I always laugh every time I watch him because he's got such a quirky personality, and the stuff that you build, the stuff that he builds, the stuff that Dave does. I watched one of Dave's old videos, and it was like his introduction video, and I was dying. Like, he was the one where he was yelling that his mom was upstairs and like clogged the toilet, and it was a whole thing.
Oh yeah, Dave has been in the film industry, so he knows a little bit how to edit and different stuff like that. I guess that's where he came up with the weird kid. He's kind of kooky and weird, and
Yeah.
You guys need to be in our chat sometime. Between me and Keith and Dave, it's a hoot. I mean, it's kind of like a real trio of terror. I mean, it can get very interesting sometimes.
Well, thank you for coming on here and telling everybody, about, Three Hots and a Cot and everything that you guys do. And hopefully, we get you guys some traffic your way and get the word out for you. And
yeah, definitely. We appreciate it.
Yeah, absolutely, man.
Yeah, we'll keep putting the word out for sure, and then we'll mark December 18th as a very important date on the calendar. And Vic, like James said, thank you so much for everything you do in all aspects, everything from haunt to the veterans. It's brilliant, dude, and you should constantly be patting yourself on the back and for what y'all do. It's fantastic, and thank you so much for it.
We
Yeah.
appreciate the kind words. We enjoy doing what we do.
All right, man. Well, we will let you go. We're gonna well, I'm gonna go over like the gift basket thing one more time after after we let you go here, and then we're just gonna switch gears back into our normal discussion. The nonsense that we normally talk.
That's right. I'll be down in the chat somewhere. I can do it, I'm sure.
Well,
Sweet.
thank you, man, for
right,
coming
guys.
on.
Vic.
Yes, sir.
Thank you
Appreciate
so much,
having me.
man.
All right. Thanks, man.
Take care, man.
Yeah.
I'll see you in a little bit.
Well, that was
that was,
Vic.
That was Vic Springston, y'all. Just brilliant. And part of the Trio of Terror, who are just all three of them, Keith, Dave, and Vic. You're all fantastic folks. And of course the Three Hots and a Cot and everything else. That was just amazing. It literally will lift your spirits, even with a very somber thing. Once again, I'm gonna shut up, but not before I say, James, fantastic dude. Another brilliant thing that you put together for Hunters Anonymous. So I thank you as well for being the coordinator of something so awesome.
Oh yeah, well,
Oh.
no thanks needed here. This is 100% my honor, and when I can't say enough good things about organizations that are going out of their way and really helping the communities out, and
Yeah,
especially the veterans. They've gone through a lot, stuff that most people will have no idea will ever impact them. So
yep, and probably no way to accurately describe it. Just amazing. And then of course, thank everybody here. We're not going anywhere, but I want to thank everybody here. Like James said before, hey 13. Any donations you can give monetary, that's brilliant. Just know that if you can't, it's completely understandable. It has been an amazingly rough year, like James has said on multiple occasions. But please, if nothing else, share the links to anybody that you know that may be able to donate. The getting the word out and sharing is invaluable, because it does help. So we appreciate that as well.
yeah. You guys are amazing. I can't thank everybody enough. I can see a little bit, and it's already blown my mind. Like, you guys are amazing, and thank you so much. What's been donated is going to help them tremendously, and it's already so far exceeded what I even thought for the first time doing this. Thank you guys. It's amazing. And I have to stop talking about this before I get too emotional, so let's
Oh my god, and then I'll just have to go. We'll just have to...
we're just gonna have to sign off here, man. I can't.
No, we won't sign off quite yet. Of course, because we have news and
we do.
You know what? We'll leave it at that. And of course, we're going to keep it rolling, because as we're rolling, it gives more opportunity for sharing of the important links and donating. So, Keith says you can see the donations.
Yes, I can.
Okay, well, yeah. So we'll bring a very important yet somber note. We'll crank it up a few notches to a regular after dark, kind of after dark. Mark, you're very welcome. Dude, I'm going to say right now, and I've said this before, Mark, love you to death, dude. Super excited about you having your kid. I don't know why the hell you're still on the conversation.
Seriously.
I don't know. I'm so happy that you think we're more important than your wife popping out your kid. But Thank you. But yeah, man, it's an honor for James and I to be able to do this kind of stuff. And quite honestly, it's like James said, it's very humbling to have all of you folks that are some really, really awesome people. And Mark, of course, just completely destroyed my mood.
No,
And now that After Dark has started, HHN isn't canceled.
it 100% is canceled.
It's canceled.
It's totally canceled. You're getting
Uh-huh.
you're getting two houses that are going to be nothing. And it's going to
You're
be
driving home. Oh my, yeah, it's still canceled, Mark. So I'm glad that HHN is more important than you speeding down the roadway. I'm driving home to pick up the wife and then off to the hospital. Is that how birthing works? I don't think that's how birthing works. I don't think the kid's gonna wait for you to get a Big Mac and then get the wifey and I don't know, go to Starbucks and get a latte McMeow meow before your kid comes out. I am going to, by the way, just let everybody know, continue to not swear, even though we're on After Dark. So I can do that, even on a Friday. Let's see. Danny says, my Gramps, Emma's named after him, is 91 and Korean vet. Fantastic. I'm always emotional when it comes to this sort of thing. Danny, we appreciate what your Gramps did. This kind of subject matter is pretty emotional, and it can get that way. I will make some levity of this only on my side. When I was in high school, of course, you did sign up to be, I think, in the draft. It's been so long ago, I guess they still call that. I was never able to go in the military because I'm cross-eyed. I'm not even joking. I'm cross-eyed. Anybody that knows me, if Lee was here, she'd be laughing her butt off. But so I was, my sight does not work for the military.
I have entirely too many like nerdy related health issues. The typical nerd, like TV nerd stuff you see. I have all that fun stuff, and I'm blind.
Well, yeah, with me it would literally be you see the shows, like especially old shows where like even the John Wayne shows where they'll like go getting ready to hand the gun to somebody to fend off the people trying to steal the cows and stuff. When they turn to the camera and they're cross-eyed, like whoa. There's a John Wayne movie that actually happened, but that would be me. So I appreciate everyone that was able to go in the military, and both the ones that were able to come back and those that unfortunately were not able to. They are all extremely important people and should be treated as such. And organizations like 3 Hot on the Cot and all the other ones that are out there for the veterans are just brilliant. They're absolutely brilliant. Oh, Lee is here. Okay, Lee, go ahead and tell him how cross-eyed I am. So anyway, but yeah, we'll go ahead and we'll like I said, let's bring some levity back to After Dark.
Well, it's
Everybody knows that
Reginald said he had to donate. His dad was in the Air Force and Army for 30 years, served in Desert Storm, and he's 62 now. But thank you.
Wow.
To your dad?
Thank you. Yeah, thanks to your dad, Reginald. That's brilliant. That is a lot of dadgum service right there. And 62 is young, so that's fantastic.
And James, I feel you, man. 100%. I think he got everybody a little emotional talking about all this stuff.
And people should get emotional because that you know what that does? It proves that you're human. And there is absolutely nothing wrong with that. So, 2 cheers to that. If it doesn't bring a tear to your eye, then you may want to reconsider your emotions.
He said my uncle earned 2 Purple Hearts in Vietnam. I've heard his stories. Chilling. Yeah, Vietnam,
Wow.
man. Lee said you're fugly. One eye looking at you, the other looking behind you.
Yeah, see, there you go. See, I knew we could count on Lee. I knew we could count on Lee to bring the mood up with ragging on me. But she's right, actually.
Oh, man.
Hey Lee, we got a hurricane coming, so you better give me some hocus pocus cookies.
Right? Figure it out.
Figure it out, Lee. So yeah, once again, and we will continue on, even though we could go on for hours and days and years about the importance of everything we just talked about, because it is that important. But
April said her dad. I'm not trying. I don't want to skip anybody's stories.
No. That's perfect. Yes.
Oh, she said her dad was in Vietnam and he would never talk about it, any of it. So yeah, for sure, I can believe that 100%.
My dad, he was in. He didn't go to Vietnam, but he was military. But his expertise was repairing helicopters and planes, and so he was stateside, making sure all the equipment that went abroad worked. That was his expertise, and so he did not go to Vietnam, but he was actually part of it. I just thought I'd throw that in there because he knew a lot of people that did have to go and did not come back.
Hi, Calliope.
Hey, Calliope. Oh, you made it just in time.
Yeah. It was good transitions here.
I'm telling you, I mean that very seriously. Just in time. Dave says vets do not get the support they need on so many levels. Just want to find more organizations who recognize this and and doing what they can to help. True. Reginald, I do what I can for any military personnel. Nobody gets left behind. Sorry, my own cursor got in the way of me trying to read that sentence. And just know tonight, I mean, just because we may transition ourselves in the things we're talking about in the news and all, please don't think that you need to stop. Let us know your stories. Keep going. It's not like we're just, cutting off the talking of this. It's too important. But you also know how we work. We do ramble.
Yep. My grandfather was in the Navy and my dad was in the Air Force.
Wow.
Brother-in-law's in the Air Force. It's all around.
But yeah, so just know. I mean, I don't want you to think that, well, if we transition, that all talk about it stops. That's absolutely not the case.
No, we're not leaving Calliope. We're not.
We're not going anywhere. I thought I saw something from. Oh, there it is. Vic says, "Man, everyone has been my cursor. Come on, cursor. Oh my gosh, you talk about us being technologically competent, and I can't get my cursor moved." Vic says, once again, Vic, thank you so much again, by the way. Beyond words. Vic says, "Man, everyone has been so kind, and I appreciate each one of you folks." He's right. All of y'all are just brilliant. We appreciate you as well. I don't know why I'm having issues with my cursor, by the way. Mark says, Dad was going to get drafted to the Army to go to Vietnam, went into Air Force instead, and still went to Vietnam. Spent another 22 years in. Grandfather was a pilot in the Army during World War II. Was the weather plane for the Enola Gay when it stopped the atom bomb. And spent another 30 years. Now, Mark, that is brilliant. That is fantastic.
That is awesome.
And thanks for that story. These are fantastic stories. All of them, every single one, all the stories that are told and the ones that aren't, the ones that stay secret, the ones that unfortunately went into the ether when the person that had them passed on from it. They're all important. Like I said, told and untold, they're equally important.
Yep.
And that's brilliant.
100%. My son-in-law. Yeah, that's my brother-in-law.
It's your mom.
Well, it's my brother-in-law, so yeah, he's an F-22 fighter pilot. He's
That's awesome.
he's a BA.
Reginald said, I went to the Pearl Harbor Museum and found out I have 3 relatives that were laid to rest there. I didn't know I had family that died in the attack. Wow.
That's crazy.
Primo says, I'm third of being Army Green Beret and my family 3rd generations. Awesome.
Nice.
Mark replied to himself, Grandpa kicked my cousin out of his house on Christmas for talking about World War II. Wow.
I think that's kind of a thing too. That's you have a lot of veterans that like they refuse to hear anything. Like they won't talk about it, they don't want to hear about it, they don't want it brought up. And then there's the other ones that are a little more willing to do so. Yeah, I mean, and honestly, a veteran really never go into details. It doesn't happen.
And I will say, and then Keith says he has a really big announcement. I'm kind of excited and kind of worried about it. But if you know young people, who don't seem to have the time to listen to their fathers or grandfathers, or the older generation that were in these massive wars, or the ones that we've had in the last several decades, all over the planet, give them a quick slap on the face, and sit them down and tell them that these are the generations that did amazingly great things and heroic things, and they need to learn from it. Their generations need to learn from the wars and the horror stories and the heroic stories. They need to sit down and put this to memory, because they're the generations that hopefully will be able to start the process of eliminating the wars, so that people don't have to die, that people don't have to come go to a war and then come back with just such serious traumas. The young people need to sit down and ask questions and listen and be attentive and understand that these things are real and happen. This is me. This is my rage for the evening. I know plenty of younger folks that don't do that. They let the history slip from them while the people are alive, their relatives, and then they have nothing to pass on to their kids or their friends, and speak of the atrocities that happened. So if you know young people, or if you own young people that you've birthed, sit them down and make them listen to these things. Do it in a nice way, but they need to understand that war is traumatic.
Yep.
All around. They do. And the certain generations are having a difficult time getting their faces out of their phones, and the phones do not have, or the tablets or the computers, they don't have all the information. You have to get it from flesh and blood. You have to get it from the people around you. And that is my
let me go through the we're like, I'm 20 comments in, I think I missed. So I saw catch back up. Calliope said her great grandfather was at Pearl Harbor. Keith did the pretty big announcement. He broke the $2 ceiling in ad revenue on the YouTubes, and he's picking out his Ferrari now. All right, Keith. Way to go, buddy. You made it. You have made it. Jeez. What are you going to do with all that massive windfall? Oh, YouTube. The YouTubes.
I should go check my YouTubes while we do this, just so I can.
Hey, Jessica. Sorry, we're way behind right now.
Yeah, sorry, I was rambling there for a bit. I had to get the old man in me part about young whippersnappers out.
Vic said, my dad spent 18 months in the Army, World War II, then 20 in the Navy. That's impressive. Calliope wants a CD with sexy voice reading a story. Maybe one day we're going to work on something.
Maybe.
Yeah, my mom said they still are doing great things. Yes, they are. Danny said, all growing up, my sisters and I would ask Gramps about the war, and he never would talk about it. And after I had M, they came to visit, and he on purpose sat us all down and told us stories. I recorded it. That's awesome. That's amazing.
That's brilliant. Brilliant.
Reginald said, my grandfather never talked about World War II, and I think being in the Black Regiment was a part of it. I can only imagine what he went through being a black guy fighting for their country. Yeah, that time. Whew.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, yeah, rough. That's a rough road. All
But
right.
there was complete honor in doing it, and so that's fantastic.
Oh yeah.
I'm sure it was.
Keith said gold chains and jet skis, and I get a gold jet ski, so I'm all about it. Let's go.
Oh my God, Calliope! I'm officially the other voice for Calliope. Yay! Yay! I have made it.
Welcome to the board.
Yeah. I tried to type mom on NCD. My phone chose miss. Oh. Here we go. There we go. Danny's bringing us into the after dark.
There it goes. Yeah.
So we might as well go ahead and do like the big announcement while the chat's. Do you want to do the honors?
I don't know. You work so hard on it. I feel like you should probably do it. This was your.
Because this is the way I'm going to do it. It's going to be all boring. So everybody that's concerned, that's been asking for 400 years. This includes you, Vic. I worked out a bunch of kinks that we were having with the website and the shop, the store. So I got through a lot of the technical and some of the aesthetics. James did an amazing job going through the items that we can offer that have a short turnaround time. So the official announcement tonight that we're going to make Wednesday, and y'all heard me like sighing and huffing because I was trying to get it. Things happened last minute that broke everything. Not my fault, for real. So anyway, the big announcement is HonorsAnon.com is up and running. The shop is up and running. You can actually right now or whenever purchase Honors Anonymous, Mr. Dolos material. Just know that what you see on there right now is a third of what was actually up there, because where we get this stuff printed, they're still having issues with the print on demand. So James went through and picked out all the stuff that we could offer you in a very timely manner. So that's up and running. The haunt display and form is there. It now makes sense. The podcasts, I think there's about 20 of these episodes that are now officially podcasts. You can actually listen to them on the website themselves, or you can go to Google, Apple, Spotify, all the places that you can go and listen to podcasts. Alexa, Amazon, they're all there. Whatever you're used to listening to podcasts, or if you're not, choose one and enjoy it. I personally like Google Podcasts. It's a pretty decent player. So that's the big story. Honors Anon, which James just put a link to. Didn't pin it because the one that's pinned is more important. It's up and running. So we can actually offer merchandise again, as we can get print providers working correctly in a timely manner. We will add stuff back. Like I said, aesthetically, it's very simple, but it works. It works very well on your phone or tablet as well. Man, that was a pain in the butt to get that going. But so yeah, that was the big announcement.
I do have one more like massive. I can't even believe this announcement.
Oh, okay. Well, so anyway, that was it. The website is on the Facebook page, and then really quick, once it gets approved, I've also painstakingly, I know it sounds like I'm just being a complete whiny baby. The shop will also be on Facebook, on the Facebook page, but it's in an approval stage right now. So anyway, that was the big announcement, and I'm just going to pass it to James. Yay!
So I wanted to clear this before I announced it, but where we currently are right now with the donations, you guys, I am 100% freaking shocked, dude. You guys are amazing. So far on this stream, just from you guys in the chat alone tonight, in the last hour, we raised $370. Almost $400 in an hour.
I'm completely speechless. That is holy, oh my God. You guys are beyond, it's whoa. I'm speechless. And y'all know for me that's impossible, but y'all made me speechless. That is, dude, that's okay. Okay. That's cool.
Yeah. I mean, geez, I cannot.
Wow.
I'm at a loss of words for it myself. I can't believe it, man. You guys are amazing.
Yes. Holy smokes. Wow. I'm glad Keith was the first person to swear on the stream. That was awesome. And it was well deserved. You guys and gals, oh my God, thank you so much. That went way, way, way beyond my expectations. Not because I didn't think it could happen, but wow. So, James, you need to explain how the sponsor thing works.
Well, to keep it easy, and fair for everybody, anyone that donated, we're going to, I'm gonna get the list, just make sure I have everybody that was actually, donated in the time frame. And Sunday we are going to draw, and whoever wins is going to get a gift basket from us. My phone just dinged and then died. But anyway, so like
That's like my brain.
I'll go over what we're gonna have again. Just to clarify it. So, cobwebs and candlesticks, which is Keith. If you see on the picture on the stream there's a bunch of locks there. He's donated one of the locks that he makes. They're super cool, and so you guys are gonna get one of those. You're gonna get a choice of a t-shirt, a coffee mug, or a mouse pad that has the Science Behind the Scares logo on it. From Monster Misfits, you're going to get one of the creepy apples. That's gonna be added, and from us, we're going to include a t-shirt in your size, whatever. We've got a bunch of stickers I'm gonna throw in, and one of the limited edition buttons that I think I have 3 left of, and one of the charms. I think I'm down to 3 of those too. So it's a pretty massive haul. It's going to take a little while to get to you because everybody that's doing it that doesn't currently have that item has to order it. And with the shipping and the everything that's involved, it's going to take a little while. So I'm just forewarning you, it's not going to be like super quick. But I promise you, you'll get it eventually. It's just there's a lot of logistics and stuff that go into that. So, but we'll do that drawing on Sunday.
And yes, and James, I want to sweeten the deal if you think we can do this.
Okay.
Because I'm just beyond amazed. And just I'm literally just speechless. So, James, what do you think about this? So that whole package to the random drawing of the person, but how about we try to figure out a secondary, like maybe some stickers and something else, and I'll talk to you about it after the stream because I'm putting this together in my head as we speak, and my brain is fried to begin with. So everybody, you get a list of everybody that donated.
Yep.
You choose the person that wins the donation prize, and then but we'll have something for every other person that donated, so everyone will get something from everything.
Yeah, we can totally do that. Honestly, what we can even do is, because I don't want anybody that was here tonight that did share and did like this stream, we're gonna do another t-shirt giveaway for that. So as long as you like the stream tonight, I know there are people that could not do this. So I mean, it's enough. Like, you guys did enough. And with everything that we've gotten from our stream loots, cards, and everything, we can do this, and it's not even an issue for us. So if you guys have liked this stream tonight, I'm gonna take your name down, and we'll do 2 giveaways on Sunday, and then we'll do the thing that if you donated but you didn't win the basket, then you'll get some stickers.
Yeah, stickers, and at least I mean, everybody needs to get something. I mean, don't you agree?
Yep. And we'll do the giveaway for everybody that liked the stream tonight, because you guys are amazing and you deserve something also, or at least a chance at something. Because if we could give everybody that was here tonight a shirt, I absolutely would, but we would be broke. So
we'd be anti-broke.
Which
means beyond broke. But that's cool. And just to reiterate that, like we have said 1,000 times before, the stream loots, the store that is now functional again, that money, which we don't make much profit on it. We try to make things cheap as well. That really just goes back to Hunters Anonymous, and it really ends up just giving us the ability to give y'all back stuff. So I don't see why that, because how awesome the turnout was, that right now at least we'll send some stickers out to the other people that don't get the prize basket, and maybe be able to put something else in there. Nothing big, I don't guess, but James and I'll figure it out. But at least, I mean, if you're okay with it, James, at least right now we know that stickers for everybody else.
Yeah. And I mean, I still want to encourage you guys that if anybody's new that just got to the stream now, you weren't here, if you're able to, if you financially are comfortable with donating, go ahead and donate to the 3 Hots and a Cot, and we will get you entered into the basket giveaway that's gonna have all kinds of good stuff in it. And if you can't like the stream, just like it, because that will get you entered into the t-shirt giveaway. So
and the deal is too is I mean, typically we go for 2 hours. We've got 30 minutes left. I mean, I guess you're okay with going another 30.
Yeah, I'm fine.
30 minutes. So if you have come in and you haven't donated and you want to donate whatever, like I said, it's all during the stream, right? Or was it the whole stream, or just what did you talk about? I don't remember.
Everything that gets donated through their link counts for the giveaway thing. If somebody randomly decides to go to Streamloot, that doesn't go to them. That's just our thing. That's why I didn't put the link in for that. But
Right.
it's directly
Okay.
through their donation, because we can't go through Streamloots to get them theirs, because it would take a month and a half, and Streamloots takes the money, and it would be a whole thing. So if you guys are going to donate, then please donate to the pinned link or the link at the top.
Yes. So, yeah, we'll. I mean, I'm good with bambling for
Did you? Yeah.
normal.
Speaking of, did you see the Adam Sandler Halloween movie thing that I shared?
You know what? Okay. All right. This is going to be a very unpopular opinion. I watched it. It looks great. I mean, it looks like I will enjoy it, and I will be watching it. The fact that there's some really good Halloween scenery. I do not particularly care for Adam Sandler.
I don't like when Adam Sandler does that obnoxious, like, if he could do his normal, like, Happy Gilmore personality, I don't like when he does the Little Nicky style
Yeah.
goofiness. I don't like that. That's aggravating.
Yeah, I just can't. Yeah, I've never liked Adam Sandler. But the movie itself, I will watch and just pretend that that's not Adam Sandler.
Well, I mean, it was filmed in Salem, Massachusetts, so that's really awesome. The scenery is going to be amazing, I think.
Oh yeah, and yeah, because of the scenery, and it's just I like the premise of it. I actually cackled at a couple of the scenes in the trailer. So yeah, so no, I'll totally be watching. I'll probably watch it a few times. I'll just be thinking in the back of my head that I'd have preferred not Adam Sandler. So,
but it is cool to see him and Julie Bowen back together, because she played the reporter from Happy Gilmore that he ended up like hooking up with through that. Does Adam do Trunk or Treat?
guess who said that?
Go ahead.
I can't. It's me against everybody else, so it could have been anybody in chat. So that's all right.
It was my mom.
I would. Yeah, I figured. By the way, Mark said the charms are so badass. Okay.
Yeah, I think he's the
Okay.
only one that's ever actually used it the way it was intended, like as a clip-on thing for a zipper. Candy boot drive.
I will say this much, Alan. If Adam Sandler does do Trunk or Treat, it's going to make me even not want to watch the movie.
She said, "Love you, MD."
I see it. Let me give her a little hearty. This is why I like being able to comment as me, so I can comment as me. And we love you too, Alan. Just don't take pictures of your SUV a treat, whatever the hell it is. Which is interesting. Here in Pensacola, it's not a trunk or treat, but Pensacon for Halloween, they're going to do. We have a Ferdinand Plaza. It's a big open space. They're going to do like vendors, a free event for people for Halloween, with as many safety precautions as they can. So it's kind of cool. Probably passing out candy. So I endorse that. That's cool.
I like when the chat gets ridiculous. New England accent.
Yeah,
Here's your candy. Now get out of here.
Does Adam use glitter? I don't know. That's Keith's department. I don't like glitter either, but
Can we have a drive-through
Literally-
movie with a trunk or treat after party at MD's?
what's so funny is, as much as I talk bad about trunk or treat, if for some magical reason you all ended up coming here and I didn't know it for Halloween, I'd love it. After I set your cars on fire. Just kidding.
We could all have some of that that Sonny's barbecue.
Oh my God. That's a whole other story. Mark, I'm still kind of amazed that you're in chat with us. I mean, do you have your pregnant wife in tow now, or is she the one chatting with us? Or are you just dictating to her? Don't tell me you're dictating to your wife while she's popping a baby out in her car.
I'm excited, man. We need the Haunters Anonymous baby of the year here. First
No
one.
kidding. First one for
Road trip.
yes. Let's see, Reginald. I'm trying. See, now that I've said something about me being able to respond, I can't. Vic says this has been the cleanest chat ever, and you're welcome.
I'm super proud of everybody too. Like, honestly,
Yeah.
very cool.
Keith's the only one that's actually said a swear word tonight, and it was for a good reason. Your mom said James road trip. All right.
We aren't in total farce. It's a farce. We are in total false alarm, but things have calmed down. That's usually how it goes, though.
Wait a minute. So she's not having a baby yet?
Well, no, I mean it's probably still. She may just be in between contractions or whatever.
Does that mean though you still need to get her to the hospital?
Yeah, they're definitely going to the hospital. I'm pretty sure.
I mean, what happens if she goes full contractual and has to sign papers?
Contractual.
I'm sitting here just I'm literally trying to catch up with chat and like doing a little clickety clacks.
Drunken treat. Nope, baby's been canceled.
Has it? Oh my god. Baby's been canceled. In 2 days they're gonna announce you've got 2 of them coming. By the way, you're gonna have 2 babies, Mr. Newsom, and you're gonna have them during the day.
Yeah.
For the same ticket price you paid this morning.
They won't be as good as originally planned, but it's something.
My goodness, I really am. I'm like, no, baby was canceled. Okay, let me. Woo! I'm having a heck of a time.
Don't you put that on me, Ricky Bobby?
Better than a haunted house, baby. That experience sucked. Reginald, did you tell us about that one?
I think he did. I don't know. I feel like recently somebody told us a baby birthing haunted house story.
That's probably it was probably Reginald. If not, Reginald, tell us your story.
I'll be right back. I need to grab a pen. I gotta write this stuff down before I forget it.
Oh my god. Okay. All right, so Mark, so you're definitely going to be going to the hospital. Okay. Better get there. You know what, dude? Probably because there's a storm that's going to be passing kind of close to y'all. Well, not really close, but I don't know if y'all might be getting some bad weather. So don't make it one of those like, oh, we got to get a baby to the hospital in bad weather. That would suck. Because speaking of, I mean, there is a storm that's coming in the Gulf, and it's either gonna hit us or Mississippi or Louisiana or Texas. There you go. How was that for being accurate? Oh, it was Primo. Primo's the one that said that it scared the baby right out of somebody. Well, he's not. We'll make sure he sees that, Ellen. And you know what? I didn't think about that, but you're right. Did y'all not build like a pin holder for his big honking desk? Mark, I think you should go to the hospital tonight, or at least check the weather. I mean, I'm sure you're fine with driving in the wetness, but when you got a wifey and baby in tow, maybe not so much.
I'm back. Forgot where I put all the pens.
Did you see your comment from your mom?
No, what'd she say?
That new desk for pens. She said that new desk, no room for pens.
Well, I never got them from where I moved them. As a matter of fact, I didn't move them. She moved them. She was helping me clean out the spot.
So now you're just blaming your mom because you don't have pens on your desk.
Basically.
Ellen, don't put up with that. Don't put up with that, man. Danny, we had rain off and on today. It got really kind of humid. We're supposed to be getting more of it this weekend. I don't know. Yeah, Primo, we remember that story, man. That's wild, dude. Delivering babies in a haunted house. Vic says the baby will be born in the car. Oh my goodness. Well, you know what? If it's going to be born in a car, it might as well be born in Mark's car.
Did you read Reginald's story yet, or no? I'm trying to catch up.
No, I'm getting ready to.
Okay.
Because it's literally the cat's going 500 miles an hour. So Reginald said we had a baby give birth in our cornfield. She snuck into the corn trying to sneak in to the haunt and went into labor. Oh my God. We heard her scream and got confused when we found her. She was crowning. It was a bad sight. She had the baby
In the parking lot.
ambulance. Good God.
That's a night.
Wow. That kid's going to have some brilliant stories.
We talked to the doctor. He wasn't there. Yeah, doctors never are overly concerned.
Oh, they've seen 1,000 trillion babies. They don't care.
8-foot
No,
desks
your
should
mom
have
says, well,
pens.
pens.
Yeah, well, it does now.
Well, and since Nick's not here to play his card, it should have like a box full of Dunkaroos too.
40 years old. I'm 35. What do you mean? 40. Get out of here. Jeez.
Lloyd said you should name the baby the name of the storm. I don't even know if it has a name yet.
Good try, asshole. It's Friday. What? Who are you calling an asshole? Name the baby, name of the storm. Yeah, it's not named yet, is it? The storm, not the baby. Baby's already named.
I don't think so. I don't think so. They know it's going to hit Category 2 while it goes over the B word islands, Bahamas. I don't even know. Whoa! Oh my God! I'm trying to click likes on everybody, and it's amazingly difficult.
Humidity is insane, and all of my broken at one time bones hurt.
Oh man, that's a sign you're getting old, Danny. Arthritis.
Good thing it's a lease. Give that thing right back. Good effects in the cornfield. That would be hilarious. Well, probably not, but when I was born in the hospital, I slapped the doctor back for hitting me. Great. Oh. Yeah. True haunt there, seeing a baby come out. It's gonna look like a zombie. Jeez. Like that one scene in Day of the Dead.
I haven't seen that in a while.
The remake version. When they're in the mall and lady has a baby, but it's a zombie already.
Oh, Jesus. Mark says they know as much as these media sites know about HHN.
They know. Yep, that's true. Like the two houses. Yay, I'm caught up. All right. Good.
Yeah, me too. I'm like, good. Googly moogly. That took a second.
You guys are killing it. We are at $380.
Wow. God almighty.
Let's push it over 400. We can do this. We make $400 in a 2-hour stream. I unbelievable. You guys, seriously.
I'll freak out. I may not ever cuss on that After Dark again.
My mind is completely blown. It really is.
If I know that like we can do that kind of stuff from you guys to a great cause because I didn't cuss on the stream, then That might be the way to go. 380. Y'all are insane. No, y'all are insane. Y'all are insanely awesome.
Seriously, let's get hearts in the chat for that one because that's ridiculous.
Not, man. Come on, clickety clack. There we go. What do you mean, Danny? What do you mean lies, Danny?
I think talking about you not cussing.
Well, hey, believe it or not, I'm well known for not cussing as much as I am for cussing. And like I said, if I know that we can get this kind of response from y'all from me not cussing, then
we'll give you more if you cuss. Yeah.
Well, now that can be done. You tell me which switch you want to turn on, and we'll do it.
Yeah, Dan, let's go talk about who the D-bag is now, buddy. That out there. Dan, the wannabe a man.
Primo's reminding me that Wenzak cussed quite a few times.
Well, it's because we had to get out of the way for tonight.
Yeah, you should have heard me right before this stream.
Or yesterday.
Or pretty much any other day, actually.
Look at those hearts still flowing. You guys are awesome.
I'm amazed at the lag time of why I can't seem to. Oh my God. Come on, Facebook. Yeah, Danny. Danny's like, Dan.
God, Dan. That's a whole night right there, man.
Yeah. For people not in the know, we're talking about folks that are in heavy denial about Halloween Horror Nights being, for the most part, canceled. I mean, honestly, even if they do 2 houses during the day, that's not Halloween Horror Nights. That's just catering to a certain group of people. And Ellen is right. Your mom is right. Drive-through haunts and trunk or treat will get me cussing. Totally on that note with drive-through haunts, there's a drive-through haunt in that's announced in the UK, and they're stealing all the artwork from the Haunted Road, which I would normally report, and I think it's hilarious. And I was making comments today on a post from Scare Tour, who had announced they were almost out of tickets. That I think it's called Festival Evil, whatever. And I had a person, and I was talking about the insurance part. Like, how can you make somebody's car insurance pay for your damages if you beat the hell out of the car? And somebody in the UK agreed. Or a person in the UK of authority agreed. I'm like, yeah, okay.
I actually called Liberty Mutual, who's our insurance provider, and they had no idea because the whole idea was so hypothetical to them that they were like, we don't know. Initially, the lady was trying to be like, are you the one that owns the drive-through? And like, no, I'm telling you, is I am a customer going through here. But there's so many hypothetical situations in my scenario that he couldn't even give me an answer. So I don't know. It's up in the air. You guys, if you're going to do it, you're putting yourselves at risk.
Yeah. Well, and I'll tell everybody that the person in the UK who was an insurance person of some sort said that no amount of waivers or terms and conditions supersede the law.
Yeah. And even if they have a sign, you're still going to, they're still up for a lawsuit.
Yeah. If somebody trips and like actually falls into your car and dents the side panel, well, that's that falls on their employer, quote unquote, even if they're volunteers. And that would fall into, well, no, your haunted attraction employs these people, and they just rammed themselves in my car. The one today in the UK, their premise is you can go 5 miles per hour, but then at certain points there's going to be a green light, red light, and the red light tells you you stop, you turn, put in park, turn the vehicle off, and you get the all spooky McDoo or whatever. And then when they're done, they'll back off from your car. The light turns green. You start the car. You go. That's a lot for somebody to remember, and have fun with it. Then they also talked about if you are prone to seizures, we have strobe lights. And I'm like, to myself, I'm like, you're putting strobe lights into people's faces who are supposed to be driving in the dark. You are an idiot.
Yeah.
You are an idiot, and you're gonna get sued. And then they talked about, like, we use fake blood, we put all over your car, but it won't hurt your car. You can't promise that. You literally can't promise that. Some people, their paint jobs may be a little off, or they're missing the clear coat somewhere, and the stuff you splooge all over the car rips their paint off. As usual, it's just a terrible idea.
Yep. I agree. Oh, hey Keith, are you still in here? If you're still in here, is there any way for you to send me a picture of the lock that you want to donate? Vic sent me a photograph of the apple, and I'm gonna put that up in a second because it's pretty awesome looking. Excuse me.
I sure wish the Trio of Terror actually sold their stuff. Gosh dog it.
Well, Keith, I think, is going to be selling them, as far as I know. The apple, I believe, Vic got from somebody that he bought a couple of them from.
Well, we're going to be talking to the Trio of Terror about helping them advertise, selling stuff they make. Maybe not like the ginormous stuff unless they want to do shipping, but I mean, other vendors that make big props, I mean, all they do is pass the shipping on to the person. I mean, freight shipping, crate shipping. Build it like Vic, build the hearse IKEA style. And did you see Vic?
Oh, I gotta find some celebration music here real quick. Hold on. This is crazy.
Yeah, see, Vic could he could do the his hearse IKEA style, and then do a set of instructions, and then somebody could buy it and pay to ship it and get it there and assemble it themselves.
All right, let me try this real quick. 400 sound effect.
Ellen, yes,
going out right now. Oh my god, I'm not gonna play that. It's obnoxious. It was just somebody screaming "celebrate." I didn't like that.
Oh my god.
Just gonna skip that. But my god, $400 in 2 hours. Not even 2 hours. Jeez.
Well, yeah, hour and 48 minutes.
Whew.
Yeah, Lloyd shipping is expensive, but when you're having to ship something that's got a lot of weight to it, you just have to pass it on to the customer. That is the law of the West. While James finds his weird music, you guys and gals, whoa. Mark said,
What the? It was really obnoxious, dude. Like, it was bad. Oh, Danny played a card that's hidden behind our sponsors. Let me move that sponsor thing down.
oh, the cards are actually working.
Yeah, I restarted it. So. You thought that was me? That was not me singing.
But yeah, 400, y'all. Oh my gosh. There's no words to describe how awesome all of y'all are. There is no word in any written language to describe how awesome y'all are. Thank you so much. Wow. I literally am speechless.
I am too. That's so far beyond. I can't even think to find what I'm looking for. Here I go. This is gonna be really loud, but actually it wasn't that bad. It was loud for me, it won't be loud for everybody else. But it was Mark's favorite MLG air horn thing. Oh man. $400 in an hour and 50 minutes.
That's brilliant. You just have not. That's why I really think everybody should get a little something.
The word
Danny,
is
what,
we the people.
Danny, whatever it is you donated, it was fantastic.
Yeah, it was more
was
than
absolute-
enough. Like I said, $1.50. You don't donate, you just share or like it. That's all it is, man. Just getting the word out for them.
Danny went ahead and went all clown on us, which is awesome.
Someone play the Adenauer card. That would be the one that you need to do tonight if you're going to do it.
Yep, and I guarantee you I'll have to stand up out of my chair and take off my shorts because I'm all sweaty. Nah, you heard it here first, folks.
Holy crap. Reginald just bought 20 packs and scared the Jesus out of me.
And then, of course, Vic says the word is we the people. Absolutely, man. True words have not been spoken.
I mean, if Mike is all right with it, I will do the for the sake of this organization. I am fine with doing another hour if Mike wants to do it. Entirely up to him. I'm fine with it. I am good to go.
We'll just keep going until, you know, we know how to read the numbers when people start kind of like going, oh Lord.
I'm sick of hearing it.
Yeah, but I'm fine. I'm portable. I can walk around. I can crunch on Triscuits on the stream and
yeah, we don't need to be professional hour. We're past that. We achieved what we needed to.
Mark said if I had one, I would. But yeah, we'll keep going. We may make it to another hour, maybe we won't. It just because, you know, James, we know how to read the numbers at a certain point.
Yeah.
We know the natives get restless.
Yep. I mean, you guys keep it going, then maybe we will, but we'll see. Whatever. We'll just go till we're done.
Everybody know at the top of the hour, I will probably start cussing. Maybe that'll keep it going here.
Well, I think the like not the non-normal crowd is probably filtered in and out. So I think we're.
No, I think the best way to say it, I think all we've got left now is the abnormal crowd.
The Abby Normals.
Abby Normals. Reginald, thank you so much. He said the group is awesome. It is solely awesome because y'all are awesome. You bring your awesomeness into this group. James and I are just we're just the janitorial. That's it. We just sit here and keep the poker table open.
Oh man, but please guys, if you haven't yet shared the stream, do so because we're still hanging around for at least a little bit. We get some new people in, whatever. I'm so energized right now by the fact that we raised freaking $400 in less than 2 hours.
Oh my god.
It gave me such an energy like jolt that I don't know. It's gonna be hard to go to sleep.
Primo, you scared the hell out of Primo. And amazingly enough, Mark says, I mean, I've been told I'm allowed to pour a drink, so I think I'm going to be here for a bit. Excuse me, y'all. Oh my god, that made me laugh a bit too much.
Leaders of this group are mess. Oh man, you guys.
That is true. Are we not? Well, if we're gonna be here for a while longer, then we just need to start rambly bambly.
Did we ever finish the whole discussion about the?
Oh my god! Hold on, James. Hold on. Just keep that thought. I got something super important to say. Got to say it right now. Can't wait.
Okay.
HH still canceled. Go ahead.
It's like just twisting the knife at this point. You're pouring salt into that wound.
There's only one person who's going to say anything about it, and that's Mark. Anyway, go ahead. I'm sorry. We're going to say. Didn't you?
Yeah, Primo. I'm gonna try, man, for sure. Did we ever finish the whole discussion on that movie? I don't remember.
What movie?
The Adam Sandler Halloween movie.
Oh, well, maybe y'all didn't. I did. I like the premise of it. I like the imagery, but not so much Adam Sandler. See, there's Mark.
Our petitions clearly worked.
If
Oh, I know what I was doing.
I
was putting the picture of the apple up there. That's what I was doing.
Oh, there you go. I thought maybe you had to get some more pens.
I've got them now.
Folks, I'm trying to like or love or laugh at your stuff, but this feed's going so fast and Facebook sucks so bad that it's actually lagging behind what I can do here. Yeah, the petitions clearly worked.
Yeah, jeez.
Yeah, according to DeSantis.
Oh my goodness, this thing. Man.
Oh, I read petition as partition, like the ones they have in restaurants. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Yeah, the 2 signatures that the petition got exactly 2 houses.
Hey, I wonder where I'm starting to actually. I'm literally starting to get a little concerned for Chuck. He hasn't been on here for 2 streams now.
I was thinking that too. I thought about like just sending him a message. Your mom is roasting you.
Maybe I have to get back. Wouldn't be wrong, honestly.
I have one place in my house where all that exists because I use it so rarely. I gotta remember where it is if I actually need it.
Hey, Primo, thank you for hanging out, man. Thank you for stopping by. You're awesome.
Yeah, thanks, Primo, man. I mean, you do a lot more than you think being here. So always know that we love having you. And have a good night.
All right, so let me get this picture up. So this is the apple that's going to get included in the giveaway basket. It is pretty sick, man. Could pop up any second on the stream.
Oh, amazingly enough, while we're on stream, John Miles has posted. Oh, it's the old meme he posted. I was gonna say, oh man.
So this is the apple that is going to be included in the giveaway basket. It's freaking sick, man. That thing is awesome. I'd love to have a whole fruit bowl full of stuff like that.
Oh, that is cool.
And it's like hard but squishy, right? Like a hard foam. You throw it at people or something. Vic.
Because I'm like, I don't know.
Clearly, I wasn't asking you. You had no idea what it was.
Yeah, I was like, what? Mark says, man, it feels like, gosh, dog it. Man, it feels like a Friday night again, drink in hand, sitting outside, and the frogs are going nuts.
Oh, man, you want to be in the
Mark
giveaway
says,
anyway, because there's so much good stuff in it.
Mark says, okay, that's cool as hell. I was going to say I didn't want to be in the giveaway, but I want that.
Soft foam. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's cool. Hey, Lloyd, have a good night, man. Thank you for hanging out with us and being awesome. Much appreciated.
Yeah. And it's raining at Mark's place. Let me like this. Reginald is,
Bud
speaking of old
wise.
commercials,
Croc eats them. Croc. Of course.
Oh, and Danny's upset because she doesn't have any captain. She drank the whole bottle of wine. Wah, wah. Might play the rude card.
Right?
Where's Nick?
I don't know. He's donated stuff for the stream and he's still not even here. The heck, Nick?
What the heck, Ola?
The heck with it. So can I throw it at the doctor
Alright.
when my baby's being delivered and he won't be mad? He gets hit with a
No.
creepy apple, he's probably gonna be a little miffed.
Yeah, probably so.
Who the hell carries something around like that? Plug this.
Wood.
You know,
Yeah, we're gonna have to definitely get a hold of Chuck.
yeah, for sure. I'm probably gonna say this like another 100 times before we're done, but $400, guys, that's insanity.
Yeah, that's amazing. That's, once again, there's no word for it, but amazing is all I can come up with because I can't. Y'all are just brilliant, absolutely brilliant. And once again, y'all are the ones that make this group awesome. James and I are just the tennis court. Y'all make the game awesome. That almost sounded pornographic. I'm sorry.
Well, we're
It's Friday night.
walking right back into that territory.
It's 10:02.
Oh man.
What other news? I'm trying to think of what other news there's. I mean, the generalized news that haunted attractions are still closing. There's few that they do announce are opening. The second one here in my town, I can't remember if I told you all this, but they officially announced they were closing very poorly, but they announced that they're closing this year. Mr. Dolo's charm diaper bag.
I think he's the only one that's ever put that charm on a zipper like it's intended to. I have never even attempted it. And Halloween Horror Nights is happening. Everybody's gonna be so sad when it doesn't.
If I can remember what I called it in chat, I would do it here, but I can't remember. Well, Vic, we're honored once again and proud to have been able to do it. I mean, it's everybody in chat that's still here and gone that brought it up to that amount, which is just mind-boggling in a good way.
Seriously. I knew you guys would come through, but I did not. I wasn't even trying to set like a limit on it. I was like, I know they'll be good, but my goodness, guys.
Well, y'all apparently set the bar for yourselves and met it and went way beyond it. So that's fantastic.
He will now officially always be Dr. Dolos.
I'm good with that. I think your doctor should be Dr. Dolos. Danny said, I'm so mad that I canceled my trip next week, even if the houses are lame.
Mark said, you keep saying how bad the houses are going to be. I'm sorry. When were the Halloween Horror Night houses ever good? He's got a point, but the thing that I didn't even think about initially was the fact that you're going from daylight into these houses. So unless these houses are lights on, no actors, just like a fun walkthrough, like visual thing, like this is what we do at Halloween Horror Nights when it's not canceled. Trying to go through a house in the middle of the day is trash. You know what it's like when you get there early, when you do the stay and scream and you go to the first house and it's daylight. That house you go through, you don't see anything. You're like, it's just darkness and really loud noises. That's all that's happening right now. I can't see a damn thing.
I just don't. It's Halloween Horror Nights. It's the whole mood that the whole park sets. That's what makes Horror Nights. And I'm really trying to stop saying nights because it's not. It's HHD.
HHD.
It's Halloween Horror Day. I really just think it's pathetic myself. But
Exactly. When you go through that house at 5 p.m., it sucks. You have to do that house again at night because trying to transition, unless you're a pirate, you got to have that patch on the eye so you can go through with one eye. It's already adjusted to the darkness.
Yeah, I mean, the only thing I can really kudos, I guess, for Universal trying to appease some folks. I mean, it's not like they're making extra money on this because it's not a separate ticket event if it's going to happen. I mean, they literally might be setting something. They might actually just be all laughing at everybody freaking out because they put out 2 metal doorways or 2 metal pieces of whatever the hell they could use for whatever. If I was an executive at Universal and I watched and monitored the fanboys and girls as much as we do in the drama group in here and y'all do, I literally would have, I'd be doing the same. I'd pick the phone and say, hey, go in the warehouse and get 2 of the things that we normally use for doors and just sit them out there. And we'll put a camera. And then we won't do nothing about it. They'll just be there. They'll be there until we take them out in like November the 4th or something. I would laugh so hard at people. I would be the best Universal executive they ever had. Because I'd be the meanest one.
Yeah, I know. It's exactly what it is.
Well, Danny says I just like to look at the sets and scenes, and if I don't have to pay extra, I'm already at the parks. That's cool.
Yeah.
Well, okay. I mean, that's totally legitimate. But let's be honest here. Would you still be going to the parks if they hadn't put 2 imaginary doors out?
Right.
I know you just said you canceled, but are you really going to Universal to go to Universal in October? Or, is the tribute store calling you?
And the sucky thing is it screws over so many people that canceled their vacations. And they're like, well, now I feel like I'm missing out on, these the people that live out of state that are really diehard Halloween Horror Night fans are going to forever have a hole in their heart because they're not, even though it's not Halloween Horror Nights, it's just 2 freaking houses. It's gonna bug them. I guarantee you it'll bug them. And a lot of people already spent their Halloween Horror Night budget money, so it's like, they bought that 12-foot skeleton or 3 of them.
Yeah, and that, oh my God, that's actually true. Those people are going to go through the roof. Find the receipt to the skeleton.
We can't. He's already outside.
Oh my God, he blew over already. Mark says those metal things hold the wait time sign and poster of the house. You know what else those things do, Mark? They hold all kinds of other stuff too. Those were not built. Those things are like, they could do a lot of other things too. Like I said, if I was a Universal executive, those literally would be called the people pisser offers. Go put some lights on them. Yay. Danny, you and Lee have a good time next year? If we're out of pandemic mode, I'm going to desperately try to go myself.
Well, if it's a Hunters Anonymous, we kind of obligated to be there. if the pandemic is done, because I'm not going if it's still an issue.
Yeah, if we're still having like some other issues, yeah. If that's going on, the next thing that'll be on the Hunters Anonymous shop will be a cutout picture of my face. Y'all can walk around the park with it. And I'll let y'all buy that for free. Mark is right. In a nutshell, it's good to get back to Universal.
Yeah, I love Universal. I talk poorly of them a lot of times, but I've always loved them.
Yeah, and I do. I mean, it is keeping the people that they've kept employed. So, Danny says if I was there, it would be cool. Mark said our friends in the UK that canceled, even though they've never missed ever. Yeah, but I guarantee you that even if months ago, if Universal said, okay, well, no Halloween Horror Nights, but we'll give you 2 houses during the day, they probably still wouldn't go. And they could get here. They still wouldn't. I mean, for them, it's the same thing. They like going to the parks at night to get drunk during Halloween Horror Nights. I'm sure they get drunk during the day too, but it's it's still this whole thing with the 2 doorways. If it's going to happen, it really is just for them to say, hey, we did do something, but we'll hopefully they don't say, well, this is our 30th, because then I'm gonna be like, okay, oh boy. Danny says, like, my sister's going to be there next month. She's like, well, that would be cool to see. So that would be a nice addition, but I wouldn't plan a trip to go to Orlando in the gross weather for 2 houses in the daytime. True. So your mom says, so are we James?
Yeah. So are we James? Because if there's no pandemic and there's a Hunters Anonymous meetup, of course we're going to be there.
Yeah, Mark. I mean, don't forget, I went to Halloween Horror Nights every year for years and years and years and years and years. So it's not like it's like I went once, I hated it. It's just, it to me slowly got boring and way too packed. So like James said, if we're pandemicless and everything's cool again, everybody let me find some more antique wood, knock on wood. And we plan a Hunters Anonymous meetup at HHN, I will be there. All the tall people have to be there. Danny said we are all going next year. I'm going to put the caveat if we are not having viruses again. Mark said, I didn't think I'd ever hear such a phrase. The only reason why I would attend HHN again would be for Hunters Anonymous, would be for a meetup. I wouldn't just arbitrarily go, I'm going to go to Halloween Horror Nights. I'm going to drive the 1 hour theoretical time it takes me, according to Mark, to get to Orlando. And the Lights on Tour, that is, of course, our buddies Jim and Ronnie's favorite thing to do, so that Jim can put his butt on literally everything that's in the damn reel.
Just know, any house you've ever been through at Halloween Horror Nights, Jim has probably put his butt on it.
Yep, for years and years and years. Mark, a lot of people, you've saved a lot of money by not going to HHN. Like James said, everybody else took their HHN money and bought an army of 12-foot skeletons. Yeah, I'm pretty sure you're right, Danny. Universal, if we have a Hunters Anonymous meetup, we may all get banned from that place. It'll be interesting. I'll be the only sober person there.
I really don't drink that much anyway. I probably would be too. It's too damn hot in Florida to drink, man. Can't deal with it.
Well, not according to Mark. If they call this their 30th, there will be outrage. I agree. They're not. They're not. They're going to call it the tribute houses. You've got Tribute House 1 and 2, and then the Tribute Store. It's going to be a whole theme.
Yep. Well, we knew the 12-foot skeletons were going to be crap. Kind of knew it.
Yeah, apparently they can't stand up very well unless you weight them down with several hundred pounds of concrete.
It's a 12-foot piece of plastic with a giant heavy-ass head on top. The thing is intended to fall over.
Full of very fragile electronics, by the way.
Yeah.
Which may or may not be padded. Well, Mark has yeah, Mark, I mean, that's a good middle ground. A better middle ground for Haunted Anonymous would be Netherworld.
Yeah. I think Halloween Horror Nights, though, is just... We would get more out of a Halloween Horror Nights trip than we would a Netherworld trip.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, Netherworld is totally awesome. And I would love to be there this year. I will go next year once again if no pandemic. But, you know, at Halloween Horror Nights, depending on how long people could stay, we could have a couple of nights of it.
Yeah. Well, we would be there for at least a few nights. I'm not driving all the way from freaking Pennsylvania for a night.
Yeah, I'm not driving all the way from Pensacola for a night. Mark. 6.5 hour drive. You think it takes me I could hop on the bus and be there in 20 minutes.
You keep saying Travis. You mean Tristan?
When is Ronnie coming on? I still need those stories. We'd like to get him. It has to be apparently a Friday night or Saturday. I can't remember what Jim said. And apparently Jim said that when he was on here, it was the longest 2 hour, whatever he was ever on here.
2 hours of his life.
Yeah.
It's not fun being interviewed on this show.
I guess not, especially when you're kind of a quiet person in general. A quiet person that enjoys putting their buttocks on props at Halloween Horror Night. Yeah, Mark, I saw the thing about the strip screws in the battery compartment on the 12-foot skeletons. It's an easy repair, but you shouldn't have to repair it as soon as you get out of the damn box. They should have made the female threads at least metal. They're not crap plastic. Or a locking mechanism.
Although I do have to say that 9-foot dinosaur that we have, I am thoroughly impressed. That thing has stayed up as 2 years now. Just snow, freaking tropical storms, 90-mile-an-hour winds. It's been a trooper, man.
I will say, yeah, no kidding. That thing's been out there for a while. Danny said, or Mark said to Danny, you try to stay out with me and the Potters. Once again, no truer words have ever been. I made my rounds with the Potters, and that was the funniest damn. Holy smokes. I was like, you're kidding me. The Potters are amazing people. I am now standing up because my butt is sweaty. So everybody can know
why. Oh, man.
So Danny said next year she wants to go for 3 nights for sure. Okay. That can be arranged. Yes, it's Tristan. We'll go with Travis. He looks like a Travis.
Yeah.
He'd probably tell you he looked like a Travis too. Unfortunately with Tristan, like I said, he is what's the phrase? He is a man of many masks, a man of many. What's the phrase? he has to do badges. He's got a lot of titles at this place. Apparently, they don't hire enough people to
Yep.
fill all the positions.
You get paid for one job and you do 5.
Yeah, and that's what's going on. So
I know you guys love your Cabana Bay. I love Cabana Bay too, man. When we stayed at Cabana Bay, like, it's a beautiful resort. My issue though is you got to take a bus, and I don't like that. Sapphire Falls is, dude, I cannot say enough amazing things about Sapphire Falls. It was such a wonderful place. Like, Cabana's got a little bit more to do on property. It's got the bowling alley but I mean, Sapphire Falls got amazing pool. It's got that, what the heck is the name of it? That really fancy bourbon bar. Walk out the door and you're on the boat. Go right out the freaking City Walk. Right at the entrance of studios. Yeah, I'm not walking that far, man. No way.
I would like everybody to know I'm still reading the comments, but I'm tired of clicking on the damn likes.
I'm fat, dude. I'm not walking from Universal to Cabana after Halloween Horror Nights.
Well, I'll say on my end, whatever the general consensus. Well, I'll say it on my end, wherever James and the family are staying is basically where I'll be.
And Sapphire Falls was probably $30 more than Cabana when we stayed there. But you can't beat the amazing. I cannot speak highly enough about the damn the boat, dude. You just go to City Walk, you just hop on the boat, relax. They played like Ghostbusters and all kinds of different like horror themed music. It's such a good time.
What? Danny told what? Wait a minute. Mark says we get the place with the kitchen.
Yeah, they got like the full room at Cabana.
Okay. No, that's cool. I don't plan on cooking anything, so I don't need no room with a kitchen.
Yeah, me either. we ate at freaking City Walk every time. Of course, the first time we went there, the first place we went to eat was Cowfish. My mom doesn't like she doesn't like burgers or sushi. So
oh my God. Ellen, we're done. We're done. You don't like burgers or sushi?
Well, she'll eat it. She's such a she likes steak. That's her food. She's a steak eater.
Yeah, she likes giving kids candy out of her damn trunk too. So
it's a hatch, damn it.
I don't. At this point, I don't care. It could be a limo. It's like burgers and sushi. The hell? What the hell kind of vacation is this? If everything goes down and we make it next year, I swear to God, that's all I'm going to eat is burgers and sushi in front of your mom. That's it.
Well, she's not like repulsed by burgers. It's just not her choice. She'd rather have a steak.
I'm going to just slap that steak right off the table.
That will get you. That will get you stabbed and then buried in the backyard.
Oh my God. Burgers and God. See now I want sushi. Well, ever since the Sonny's barbecue fiasco, now I want a burger, but now I want sushi.
I got the burgushi from Cowfish, man. It's a little ridiculous for the price, and you're getting like a quarter of a cheeseburger. I put kids in my trunk. She's not wrong. Just put kids in the trunk.
As long as you're giving them the candy too, I guess we can. When I go and eat, I'm very simple. And I'll go eat like something, an extravagant quote unquote meal, but I'm also when I've ever gone to Universal, whatever, I try not to eat a whole lot because for one, I don't like walking around with a full stomach.
Yeah, I don't
Now,
either.
if you're eating after like you're leaving, like oh okay, city walk, grab me some pizza or whatever, and you're leaving to go back to the hotel, but I don't. I mean, I've been with people that are like, Mike, let's go eat here. I'm like, I'll go with you if you're hungry, but I can't. Y'all are making me want to throw up eating so much.
Oh man,
Uh,
we we went to the chocolate. What the heck's the name of that place? Husum's Chocolate Emporium.
Yeah.
Their breakfast brunch thing that they have is so good. It's so good. And the theming in that place, the whole steampunk vibe in that place is amazing. And these are all beautiful things that we could just go to because the boat took us from our room to it.
to everything. See, there's quite a bit that I have not. I mean, it's been so long since I've been. If I go, a ton of it's going to be new to me because I haven't seen, the second Potter edition. I haven't been on the Potter train. I haven't seen Twosome. I haven't seen a lot of it. So it's almost like it's kind of weird that for me that now when I go, it will be quite a different park, which is a huge cool thing. I'll go and be like, oh my God, ooh, this is new. This is new. 10 for tomorrow. So yeah, there's going to be quite a bit for me that'll be new.
Got to go to Twosome's, Mark. Got to do it, man. Just go early when the crowds are really light. You can get it in like no time. And we were there before they even opened for lunch or brunch, whatever it was. And they still had the characters out. They had the lady and the crazy steampunk butler robot. And it's really good. Food was amazing. The prices were not that ridiculous considering it's pretty much the same you pay anywhere in the place. But yeah, there's a ton I haven't seen in like the Islands of Adventure. There's a lot I haven't seen there. I always just go to the studios.
See, the interesting thing is next year it's going to be. Oh, and Mark, I cannot think of a more perfect person to be escorted through Disney than you. That would probably be like, I don't even know.
We should totally do a Haunters Anonymous takes over Epcot.
Oh God, I want to get to Epcot so bad. I love Epcot. I'm glad I got to see World of Energy one more time before they completely destroyed it. But I am glad they're bringing back some of the old elements, and I would like to go during their anniversary since I was there when they opened. But next year is going to be interesting. Either prices are going to be lower or they're going to be much higher. I don't think they're going to be the same.
Yeah.
They're going to be one of the other. They're either going to be enticing people like they did this year, or they're going to be like, we got to make some coins. So if we don't make some coins, there's going to be some issues. I love Epcot. I know a lot of people that don't like it. Mark, you're probably right. I would probably say that Epcot was pretty much ruined.
Who hash is disgusting. I've never had Who hash. It looks to me it looks like somebody threw up into a can, but I kind of want to try it anyway. I don't know why.
Mark wants to show me up. So I'm trying to go through and the last thing that I had at Seuss Land was literally it was a big slab of brownie with ice cream, and I don't know what the hell they called it, but a friend of mine, I don't know, did I ever told you all this? I know you probably told you a story. Anyway, that's the last thing I had. It's me and a buddy of mine. This is no joke. I was with a friend years ago, and we both each had a big old slab of the brownie and ice cream and all that stuff. Horked it down because we couldn't take it with us on the Seuss ride, whatever the hell it's called. And
Cat in the Hat?
buddy got the cat. Yeah,
But this is
Uh,
right.
I can't remember. But he got really sick because he was full of sugar, and it was directly after that trip he found out he was a diabetic. Not laughing because he was diabetic, but it was like very prophetic that we were horking down this stuff, and he literally fracked himself up. Come to find out, it's because he spiked his blood sugar up to like 3 trillion or something.
Jeez.
And I'm like, oh my god. He's like, hey, literally within about 2 weeks, because he didn't feel perfect after that. And he's like, Mike, he said, I went to the doctor. They said I was diabetic. I'm like, oh my god, Dr. Seuss made you diabetic.
Just send him over the edge. Wait a minute. They use basil and pesto in the green eggs, and I thought it was food coloring. That I mean, I like basil and pesto, but I'm not eating it with eggs and ham.
Ew, that I would do that. I'm afraid I would do that.
I had a Lard Lad big pink donut a few weeks ago. It was every bit as awesome as I remember.
Donuts. I would not eat any sort of pesto at the parks because pesto has a lot of garlic, and usually, if it's true pesto, and that tends to really just ramrod itself through the intestines. Pesto though.
I don't remember the big pink donut from. I remember. I seem to remember it was like.
Are you talking about from The Simpsons?
Yeah, the one they sell in the park. I've had one too, but I don't remember. I can't remember if it was that or if it was something I had from Voodoo. It was like really greasy. I don't remember though.
See, I haven't been to Voodoo. The last thing that they installed that was all ooh and on at City Walk, last time I went, was the Burger King that sold alcohol or beer or whatever.
Is this the one with the Whopper bar?
Literally the Whopper bar. Yes, thank you.
I've not done that.
That's the last thing that was new.
Jesus, that's been there forever.
Yeah. Well, 2013 was the last time I went. It's been 7 years since I've been to Universal or anywhere in Orlando. I went to Clearwater a few years ago, but that's the last time I was down in that part of Florida.
Okay, see, yeah, Mark said the big pink is greasy. I remember something. It was one of them was really greasy, and I just did not agree with it. But, damn, Reginald, you're doing all the things. You're making Lard Lad donuts too? Green eggs and ham, Lard Lad. We got so many inside connections here, man.
Danny, by the way, yeah, I could totally eat scrambled eggs with pesto. That actually sounds good right now.
In the theme park during like 90-degree weather. Well, I guess the weather for you doesn't affect it at all, but for me,
I am Florida.
I am Florida.
I am Florida. Like, what the hell is it? Like maybe 2 degrees hotter in Central Florida. I'm not a big ham person. I like thin sliced ham on sandwiches, but I don't like slabs of ham. I'm not too fond of that. But I get scrambled eggs and some pesto. Yeah.
I'm not eating scrambled eggs out in the park in the middle of the day. Pesto or no pesto. I'll eat scrambled eggs at the hotel before I go, but I'm not. Actually, no, I'm not. I don't eat before I go in the parks.
Well, let me backtrack in it because you're right. I wouldn't do that combination. And like I said, pesto, the garlic, it really does ramrod you. Some people, me. And just like you said, I've been for years, you go to places that have like the continental breakfast and all, and my friends will be like, oh, and they're just horking down on everything. And they're like, Mike, why aren't you eating? I'm like, I'm going to have a biscuit and like maybe some orange juice.
Yeah. I can't even do orange juice. I get heartburn immediately when I'm outside.
Oh yeah. The orange juice is just for the vitamin C, and it's Florida, and you kind of, I don't know, for some reason you feel obligated. If it's a continental breakfast in Florida, it's like, oh, you know what? Let me get some of this freshly squeezed Florida orange juice right now.
I'll do a bagel and like maybe a milk if I'm like awake.
Now, see, I love milk. I'll drink gallons of it if I can a day. But for me, I do milk at night. If I did milk before I went to a park in 90 some odd degree weather, it would probably not end well.
See, milk doesn't affect me once I drink it. It's like it's got to be, like you said, it's got to be super cold. I mean, I could drink milk at anything, but if I'm gonna drink it before I go out, it needs to be super cold, and then it's like I'm already settled. But I can't. I'm not gonna eat a massive breakfast. Like I don't understand how people do it. And people that drink coffee before they go out, I'm like, no, because I'm not going to the bathroom out in the freaking theme park. Not happening. Everything about milk is fine. Milk is the lifeblood of the earth. What do you mean?
Yeah. Wait a minute. Who just said that?
Mark.
Oh, okay. Because if it was your mom, I swear to God.
No, she loves milk, man. She's a milk drinker.
Like no milk, no burgers, no sushi. What do you eat?
Steak.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, no, I agree. Like I said, and it like everybody I go with, they're like, Mike, you need the energy of your breakfast. I'm like, no, this is what this 5-hour energy drink is for. And that's what lunch is for. And that's when I'm like, and lunch will be at Mythos. Lunch will be at Mythos. I don't care where you go. I'm going to Mythos. I've done that before. I'm kind of a bitch when it comes to, most of the time everybody goes with me to Mythos, but I had, no, Mike, we don't want to go to Mythos. We're going to get some, all right, okay. We'll just meet back at whatever the hell. But I'm going to Mythos. And I'll say this, I've said it before, I'll say it again. The day that Universal gets rid of Mythos is the day you'll never see me back there again. Ever.
Who just goes out and drinks milk? Serial killers. Literally, you should have spelled it cereal, like C-E.
Yeah. I was going to say, Danny, you have no idea. I had milk right before we went on stream. And chocolate chip cookies. Danny, have you never eaten at Mythos? People seem to think that because it's so beautiful that it's extremely expensive, and Mythos is not.
Well, it wasn't.
Well, that's true. It has been 7 years. To me, eating at Mythos was cheaper than some of the places at City Walk.
See what Mark said?
Oh, shit. What did he say? Mythos needs to go. It's not good anymore. Well,
I don't know. If it's bad, it doesn't need to go out on a bad note.
I definitely can't. I can't say anything because, like I said, it has been 7 years. And Mark, you live right there, so you may be right. It would be a crying shame. It would be a shame if the building itself was demolished, because the building itself is gorgeous.
Yeah.
To me, it's just gorgeous. It's a gorgeous feature of the park, kind of like the tree was before they demolished it for Potterland, whatever the hell that thing was called. I can't remember.
It pisses me off still too.
Yeah, me too. I'll go by it and I'm like, well, okay, well, because the food there was actually good too.
Was it Mighty Oak or the Old Oak or something?
Something like that, some oak. I just know that I would go to Mythos if I was at Universal for a week. I would eat at Mythos at least 3 or 4 times.
How do people go there and have never eaten at Mythos though? Seriously,
I don't know. Well, I mean, I don't know. It's not even. I know that I've gone with people who literally they're like, "Well, God, Mike, this is going to be like expensive." Well, it's really not. And I'll say, "Come look at the menu and take a look." And they're like, "Oh shit, okay, we'll totally eat here." I'm like, "Yeah, this is better than grabbing a burger at Richter Burger or something, at least right now." But if I go for a week to Universal, I'll eat at Mythos at least 3 or 4 times.
I do love Richter Burger though, man.
Richter Burger is the bomb. I love it. The first every time, all the people who had never been to Halloween Horror Nights or Universal, and I'd bring them. I'm like, "We're gonna go here," and then I said, "Let's get a burger at Richter Burger," and they go in. They're like, "This is the coolest ever thing ever,
It's-
and they loved it.
It's always cold in there too, and it's like the doors are always open, but somehow when you walk through, it's like you get smacked in the face with like 30-degree air.
I love it. Mythos is pennies more than Cowfish. So I've never been to Cowfish.
Cowfish is cool, man. I've been there a couple of times. It's really fancy and expensive though, like for what you're doing. I mean, if you're really getting into the sushi part, I don't really do the sushi, but I like the burgers. I did that peanut butter burger the first time we went there. That was really weird. The banana was way too strong. Like it had way too much banana flavor for me. But I had to do it.
See, what's weird, Mark, is he says Mythos is still tough to get into. I never had a problem. Maybe 5-minute wait every time I went.
I think I always eat early anyway, so I don't go at like
Well,
normal lunch or dinner times.
Well, see, I would do Mythos like right when they opened, or maybe an hour or two after.
I think the few times I've been there, it was always like at opening.
I have to make cry faces on everything that Mark's saying about Mythos because
Louis is good. I like
guess
Louis.
I'm glad that if Mythos has kind of gone to hell, at least I got the chance to go there. Not just go there, but bring a multitude of people, including my parents, who just were in awe of it. The year that I paid an entire trip for myself and my parents because they love Halloween and they heard me talk about Halloween Horror Nights all the damn time. And I finally was able to coordinate getting them there and just, and it was phenomenal and they loved it. So I'm just glad that if nothing else, that I got to experience as much as I did. Like I did with many other things they've torn down for shit rides like Jimmy Fallon's What the Hell Ever and
God, that's so bad. So bad. That's the one I think Studios has Islands of Adventure beat on variety of food places because there aren't very many places in Islands, but Studios, you've got, if you want like mediocre to low end barbecue, you can go to Monsters. You can go to Louis for pizza. And Mark, yeah, it's always expensive at Louis. I don't know. And then you have Richter Burger if you want burgers or like chicken. Wasn't there a place back? I don't remember where it was. And they always had like the little stands that had interesting stuff too. But I
miss the DFOs.
Oh yeah, they haven't been there for a while. I think they brought them back like 2 years ago for like a year or something. But they haven't been there for a long time that I can recall anyway. And everybody does these stupid pizza fries that look. I mean, they're not good. They're really not. It's like it's just a hype thing. Everything about pizza fries is the hype. See, I have not eaten the burger at Krustyland.
Oh, they're good. I did actually get a burger there. I thought they were good.
I think part of it is like because you can get the Lard Lad donuts anywhere. I think I just kind of refuse to spend my money in Springfield because I'm still pissed about Back to the Future.
Back to the Future bingo.
I don't get it. I don't understand the love for pizza fries. They're gross. It's not good.
I can only imagine like you'd eat all of them and then crap yourself. I've never had them. This apparently is something new at Universal.
Yeah,
I wouldn't get them.
They're soaked in grease, like Reginald said, and parts of them are super hard, and like you could tell they were like microwaved or something. They're just not good.
This whole thing with Facebook not letting me do what I want to do is taking me off. Um, I wouldn't, like I said though, I don't. Of course, a lot of times at night when the park's closing down, and there's still places City Walk to eat. People I'd be with, they're like, "Where do you want to go?" I'm like, "Where do y'all want to go? Let's get out of the park." And they're like, "Yeah, let's just go to that 24-hour McDonald's." I'm like, "Yeah." And we go to that 24-hour McDonald's, and we're like, "Yeah." Yeah,
That
I'm now kind of amazed how long it's been. Sorry, go ahead.
didn't they redo that McDonald's that was over there? Like they used to have like the whole McDonald's kitchen, but now it's not like I don't think it's the way it used to be.
Didn't they demolish it? Did they demolish it and just rebuilt the whole thing and made it bigger or something?
I think they made it smaller.
Oh, did they?
I think so. I mean, I could be wrong about that. I haven't really been there, but as far as I can remember hearing, I believe they actually made it a bit smaller. Now it's like it's fancier than what it was. But
Sweet.
yeah, I don't know.
Like I said, last time I went to it, it was the old one. That was just I just remember it was people I would go with. They were like 24-hour McDonald's. Like, yeah, it's like, well, we're just gonna get a drive-through. I'm like, no, we're gonna go inside. Like, what?
I gotta
Yeah.
check.
I think it would be.
Catch up with chat here. I'm a little behind.
Yeah, it's almost impossible.
The double clogger is good. That's a crusty thing, I think, right? I've not had that. Now I've made some white pizza fries at home. I can see white pizza fries being good. I do love ricotta though.
Mark, did they rebuild that McDonald's? Sorry, James, that made
Oh no, you're fine. The time I had the fish, my youngest sister had the meat pasties. Said they were actually amazing. So the next time I was there with the middle sister, we both got she said pasties again. They tasted like dog food. Vic said, we appreciate any amount. And I honestly, Vic, man, I'm blown away by these people. I really am. They're all wonderful people. No, not the green one. It was the one that was the world's largest. It's the one I'm thinking of, right?
Mark just said they did redo it. And it's still the biggest.
Oh, it's just updated. Okay. But it used to have like a really cool like kids area, right? Like they had N64s and crap in there. But didn't they take all that out and just make it like a random play area?
Yes. Reginald, it's the biggest McDonald's. I think it's on International.
I believe it's International, yeah.
Yeah, I think it's International.
Well, every McDonald's is 24 hours, but you're talking about the world's biggest McDonald's. Yeah, our McDonald's isn't 24 hours.
Yeah, we don't have 24-hour McDonald's here. They'd all be looted.
Man, it's really Friday night. It's late and only 5 people here. Yeah, I mean, we're just going to go ahead and finish out at the hour, I guess, right? We're this far in. We might as well just make it.
Yeah. We did what we promised and did another hour, and which of course it went by really fast. But like we all know, people start sloughing off usually after 2 hours. But since this was an amazing night for an amazing cause, it was absolutely worth going an extra hour.
Well, in the developed world, our McDonald's are 24 hours. Do you realize I live like near some of the largest cities in the country, right?
Yeah, and Mark, I'm a complete military town, and we don't have 24-hour McDonald's. And I'm telling you, those young kids, they come eating McDonald's all the time. Reginald Marks at International Drive in Sand Lake Road.
And 64. Did I say 74? Totally meant 64.
I don't know. Maybe. And right now, we don't have anything that's 24 hours, I don't think, except like Waffle House because pandemic. I think even our Walmarts, I mean, maybe it's everywhere, but I think our Walmarts are now closing at a certain hour.
Yeah, our Walmart started closing at 10 o'clock. I think they just opened back up to 10. I think they were closing at 8. Yeah, our McDonald's was 24 hours, but then they switched to like they close between 2 a.m. and 5 a.m. or something. It's ridiculous, but
Largest cities in the country, yet McDonald's closed at 9.
yeah, they don't close at 9. They go well into like early morning hours, but it's not 24 hours. You can go there at like 3:30 or 4 o'clock and they'll be closed. Well, James, you watched High Score. There was like, I don't remember. And I still have your freaking. I have your Xbox, Mark. Remember we talked about that? I have one literally with a sticky note on it that says Mark's. Smother and
World
cover.
you live in, Walmart closes. Pandemic world.
Yeah, ours totally closed because of the pandemic.
Maybe they don't in Orlando. I mean, but
Yeah.
ours right now are not 24 hours.
You live in a tourist area. Of course, everything you have is going to be open all the time.
Yeah. You live further away from Governor DeSantis, so he doesn't care if you get close to him and cough all over him. You can stay open. I guess I mean, not that I would go to a Walmart right now, but I guess I could check and see if they're getting ready to open themselves up longer. I actually think that Walmarts probably have figured out that they don't need to be 24 hours everywhere. The one that we have on, it's called Navy Boulevard. Typically, they're open from 6 to 12, 6 a.m. to 12 p.m. They adjusted that to like 8 p.m. and they might be 10 p.m. now, but even during the pandemic, Walmart was going strong all the time. Not here.
Yeah, no. Well, you know, Central Florida, they were right there on the forefront of spreading it around. They didn't care.
Yeah, exactly. That's why your stuff was 20. That's why that part of Florida turned into like a hotspot because y'all were still open 24/7, coughing on each other at midnight.
Doesn't matter if it's 24 hours. It's not like you'll get more than 2 registers open.
That's true.
Oh man.
But I'm a self-checkout person. I know people like, oh, no, I'm a self-checkout person. I was that way before the pandemic, and I am now because I like technology. And quite honestly, some of the people that work the registers in general are just nasty. Reginald, you do see some strange shit at Walmart. You can say it now. We're almost 3 hours into the stream, dude. You can swear. We're good. Yeah. Well, you see some strange shit at Walmart at 2 p.m. too. That is Walmart. Mark says he's the shortest line person. I don't care if it's self-checkout or not. Any store I want in, any store I walk in and walk out. Okay. Not me.
I do. I look for the shortest line, and I always end up in the one that like the lady's still writing a check. It's like a 75-year-old lady with like 6 items. It's writing a check, and the cashier is like it's their third day and has no idea how to run a check through. Then they have to call 17 managers because the first 16 had no idea how to run a check either.
Well, I'm a self check. I love self checkout. I love it, but I also don't. I haven't shopped like and filled a full buggy full of stuff in ages because I can't stay in stores that long. Vic says Home Depot is my drugstore. Well, apparently some other people too with their 12-foot skeletons.
Yeah. Much like meth, it's going to mess up your life.
It only takes a small wind to knock you over. During this pandemic, I have literally only been to 2 stores, like for real.
I've
Big
been
Lot,
to
a
2
lot, and Walmart.
as well. And I haven't stepped foot in a grocery store and I don't even remember how long. I've been in one grocery store since this whole thing started, and I was like, I ran in and ran out.
When everything started, I stayed strictly with the Big Lots because it's extremely clean. I know the assistant manager, and I was like, well, I really do need to. There's some stuff I'm gonna eventually have to get to Walmart, and so it's very sporadic. But my neighbor, uh, he would go to Sam's Club quite a bit, so I would pass him some bucks and say, get me like large quantities of freezable items. I'd give him a list. During this pandemic, there's nothing I haven't done.
Well, you know that. We literally have footage of your adventures.
Yeah, we have escapade footages. But that's what's so cool is because, Mark, I think you're so tall that anybody that sneezed would it'd just go right in your belly button, and so it'd be all right. And need to start a side business of fixing 12-foot skeletons. There's more truth in that than you know because they are not well built. Yes, stuff can freeze in my home. It's called a freezer. Thank you. I'm not that hillbilly. At one point, this house had 1, 2, 3 refrigerators and 1 deep freezer, and I whittled it down to 1 refrigerator.
He's like, you have an ice box where you have to like go down to the local refrigeration store and pick up your 100-pound block of ice to slide in your freezer.
So the funny part about that statement, yeah, moons ago, that's what we had. I mean, I was not around, but yeah, we actually you had to get the ice deliveries. Up until a few years ago, I had a 65, 70-year-old Westinghouse electric refrigerator. I sold it to a family member so they could actually restore it. It worked. It just needed aesthetics work.
Man, we talked to so many people on that first stream. That was so much fun, though. Just calling out stuff to people as they pass by because Mark didn't have his damn headphones on.
I like talking to everybody. That was fun. Especially when you were zooming into their asses or something. That was
Oh, God, that one lady. Oh, that was good.
Lord.
That was a people at Walmart move. That's what that was.
That was very people Walmart. God, that was fun. Jesus. We've come a long way in a couple of months. But James, we are hitting about 1 minute to the top of the hour. And
Yeah.
yeah, Mark, too.
Let's be safe
So
and wrap this up.
Yeah, we've only got a few people left. It's all the great people that are here. So we'll start wrapping it up so Mark can get some sleep for the baby to come, and you should do that, Mark. Make a meme of that woman's butt. That was kind of funny. But yeah, we're gonna go. We're gonna head and wrap it up so everybody can get some sleep. Mark can go deliver a baby. For those of you who are here and those who've already gone, absolutely amazing night. This James will say it better than me, but tonight went so incredibly well with Three Hots in a Cot. No words can describe how fantastic it is. So, since this was James's venture that he put together, is amazing. I'm gonna let him really go off on it. For me, though, thank you so much, everybody, for the conversation. Y'all sticking with us, donating, and we'll see you Sunday. And I'm gonna pass it on to James.
Man, I really cannot. I'm still blown away by the fact that you guys, we raised $400 for them in under 2 hours. That blows my mind. It really does. And that, I mean, that not only speaks to like how amazing everybody is on here, but it also it just goes to show that there are people that are so willing to help, and it's just sometimes people need to know, and they may not have realized that this is something that three hots and a cot was a thing. So I'm super happy and extremely humbled, and you guys are amazing. I can't even say, really cannot. I cannot thank everybody enough. It's
a big shout out to Vic too. Thanks, Vic, for coming on. Since you're
Vic,
with us.
Again, man, and thank you so much for all the work that you do, and all the work that everybody at Three Hots and a Cot does, and all the veterans programs and everywhere else. And don't forget, guys, that we focused a lot on the Three Hots and a Cot because it's such an amazing organization, but we also need to remember it's National Suicide Prevention Month, and if anybody is feeling any kind of way remotely, get a hold of us, call the hotline number, go on the website. You could literally message any number of people on here, get a hold of me or Mike or Vic even. It's just, there are so many resources if you're feeling upset that we will more than be happy to take time out of our days to help anybody. And
or night.
Yeah, or night, anytime really. Anytime at all. We're a simple message away. So again, thank you guys so very much. It's been a wonderful evening. I'm completely blown away by all this. And thank you guys. We'll see you on Sunday. We're gonna do the giveaway for the people that donated. We'll do the t-shirt giveaway also for the people that like the stream and were here and supported it, because everybody deserves a shot at something. And again, man, I'm completely blown away by all of this. Super thankful I could even be a part of it. So I don't want to go too long, but yeah, seriously, from us to you guys, thank you a million times over. And everybody, go get some rest. It was a crazy night. And we will see you guys on Sunday. And don't forget to still eat the treats. It's a very important thing to continue to remember to do. So.
Yep.
All right, guys.
All right.
Have a good evening.
Stay safe, and thank you so much, everybody. We'll see you Sunday. Have a fantastic weekend, and ciao.